Song of the Week.
On ABC Sport, let's hear our man of sound, Dennis Carnahan's Song of the Week.
Our Song of the Week there for a while, Louis.
Yeah, definitely.
Mate, many
definitely your Song of the Week.
Dennis Carnahan, the human pinball, James Tedesco, who is a commanding leader in the ABC Player of the Year and picked up 3 points from Louis last night in the Sydney Roosters victory over Manly Warringah. All right, we're about 7 minutes away from the rugby league action here at Western Sydney Stadium. West Tigers and Canterbury-Bankstown. Repeating the team news, none for the Bulldogs. They're 1-17. 18th man is Mitchell Woods. For the Tigers, star forward Toa is out. Brent Naden, his replacement in the centres in jersey 19. And this very curious switch with Latu Fainu, the halfback, moving back to the bench. Adam Dewey from lock into the halves, and Xiaomi Fainu will start the game at lock forward. Their 18th man is hooker Tristan Hope, and the referee out here today, Wyatt Raymond, with Grant Atkins in the bunker. I can see blue sky. Louis, look.
It's not real.
It is.
I've seen it on the way here.
There's a little doodah patch of it just over there in the east.
I promise you it'll disappear.
Well, that's in keeping with what we've had for the last week or so. But there's a little bit. Let's just celebrate the goodness. Let's go around the grounds where I'm not sure there's been all that much blue sky at Hunter Stadium over the course of the weekend. What's happening now, Bridget Murphy?
It is 10 minutes gone in this match between the Newcastle Knights and the Canberra Raiders. Can confirm zero blue sky, a lot of mud on the pitch, a bit of rain, but still 0-0 between these two sides. The Canberra Raiders showing plenty of attacking pressure. The Newcastle Knights matching it in defence. We've had a penalty for either side, but nobody able to capitalise on that. So it remains 0-0, 10 minutes in.
All right, we'll come to you regularly through this NRL game, Bridget. And looking at the playing surface here, it looks like someone has been taking practice golf swings all over the paddock, because there are little divots everywhere. And as Gibbsy said, it's probably, coming from the game they played here on Thursday night. And they're all like filled with water at the moment. So there's sort of sparkling bits all across the ground, particularly at both ends of the field. I'd venture to say the crowd will be around the 10,000 mark here at Western Sydney Stadium. And we'll cross down to Johnny. I can see his umbrella. So the rain may be light. Oh, that blue sky. Louis, it's fading. There's about, I don't know, I'm widening my fingers about an inch, I'll speak, and that's all we've got left.
Yeah,
and it's going.
It's about to disappear.
Going.
See a heap of rain just coming over there from the southeast, I reckon.
She gone. Blue sky gone. Back to being dark, bleak, and a little bit of rain. Let's find out what it is like on the touchline. Jonty Gibbs.
It is very wet, and as I came out here, just 50 metres or so when I walked out of the tunnel, the rain has stopped. It was pouring as I got onto the field, and you can see the edges here. There's a lot of surface water, and the surface is very greasy, albeit, as you said, Andrew, it looks like it's got a few divots in it, but it's not too bad. The temperature itself is not too bad either. It's about 15 degrees, which is quite acceptable. There's no breeze, and there's a big guard of honour for the West Tigers to come out on the field. It goes right out to the second half of the field, so it stretches across about 40 metres. But the players are about to come out, and the crowd is disappointing. Obviously, the weather has kept a lot away, but at the moment it's as bright as it's been all day, so let's hope that holds.
Yeah, that could be as long a welcoming tunnel as I've ever seen here at Western Sydney Stadium. So who do you like, Gibbsy? Canterbury obviously a strong favourite.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs will control the ball. Their kicking game will be long through Matt Burton. They've got a couple of options there as well, and I think their chase is made for these type of conditions.
All right, Jonty, back to you right through the game. What are you thinking about this one, Louis?
Yeah, I'm thinking Bulldogs as well. I reckon the Tigers will have too many mistakes in it.
Well, we saw Canterbury last Sunday, so impressive against Manly, especially, the first half was a great game of footy and they ran away with it in the second. And the West Tigers, we saw absolutely choked to death by Penrith.
Well, the Tigers, for me, they'll play good for 10, 15 minutes and then they disappear, and they come good for 10, 15 minutes, they disappear. You can't do that against this Bulldog side. They're going to play for 80. We know what they're going to do. If they don't get outside that 30, Matty Burton's going to kick long. They're going to trap them inside that 20. That's been their game plan all year, and they've executed really, really well. If they do that today, in this kind of weather, they could put up a pretty big score, which is hard to score in this kind of weather as well. But I don't know, I just reckon it suits the Bulldogs perfectly this afternoon.
On the text line, 0467 920 222, Andrew the Who have been asking for Dennis's phone number. They want to do a collaboration, says Paul. Jeff says, brilliant, Dennis, one of your best. Absolutely brilliant, says Ian at Cessnock, as good as it gets, made my day. How good was that? And Peter and Can says, brilliant, Dennis, love it as usual. So here come the Bulldogs, and Josh Curran in game number 100 leads them out. And what are you pointing at? Did we just see a fall?
No, I see the guy down the bottom. There's a fella in the obviously Tigers jerseys just ran out and started blowing up at Lockie Galvin. That was pretty full on, actually.
I didn't. Okay, I missed that.
That's why I was pointing to you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be allowed out there.
Should not be allowed out there. Canterbury fullback Jacob Carraz. The wingers are Jethro Rinakama and Anari Tuala. Centres Bronson Sherry and Stephen Crichton. 5'8" Matt Burton. Halfback is Lachlan Galvin. The lock Jamin Salmon. Second row is Jacob Preston and Viliami Kickow. Drop Sam Hughes and Max King. Hooker Reid Marnie. The bench of Kurt Mann. Harry Hayes, who's just re-signed with the club. Josh Curran and Bailey Hayward. 18th man Mitchell Woods. Coach Cameron Serraldo. Here come the Tigers, wearing their predominantly black jersey and shorts today with the white numbers. Jareem Buller is back at fullback. The wingers Sunia Taruba and Gerald Skelton. Setters Taylor May and Brett Naden. 5'8" Jerome Luai and halfback Adam Dewey. The lock is Sione Fainu. The second row is Alex Safar and Samuela Fainu. Front row is Alex Dwell and Terrell May. Hooker Apasai Royasau and a bench of Latu Fainu. Royce Hunt back in the top grade. Fanua Bole and Tony Sukar. The 18th man Tristan Hope. Coach Benji Marshall. Referee is out there, Wyatt Raymond, with his touch judges John Stone and Daniel Lutringer, and Grant Atkins in the bunker. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport. While the blue sky seems to have become a thing of the past, there's no rain. It's as bright overhead as we've had all day. Matt Burton to get us underway as the Bulldogs run from left to right as you look at your radio, defending the northern end, the Parramatta Leagues Club end of the ground. West Tigers to get first use to the footy. Let's hope this is a cracker. Here's Burton to get us underway, waiting for Wyatt Raymond, who's waiting for the TV peeps to give him the thumbs up. Let's go. Kick-off from Burton down to the southwest corner. Jerome Luai puts his hand up. He takes it 5 out from his own goal line. Passes it right to Terrell May. Runs into the puddles. taken by Preston and already push and shove as he loses the ball, and it comes away now with Nari Tuala for Canterbury. First mistake from Terrell May, and Canterbury has 11 out for the West Tigers line. Played to Marnie, goes left this time to Sam Hughes, who scored a double against the Roosters last Sunday. Here he scored in front of the Southern Post by the defence, 9 out for the goal line. Played to Marnie, goes right, Galvin turns it on the inside to Carraz, playing at fullback today, hitting a 3-man tackle, 8 metres out from the line. 20 in from touch in the southwest corner, and a set restart straight away here for Canterbury. Play, Barney goes left to Salmon, back on the inside to Max King. He's put to the ground, 5 out from the goal line by 12 among others. He'll play right in front of the Southern Post to Marnie. Spins it right to Galvin, then plays out the back to Crichton. Crichton spotted half a gap and he slides over to score just like that. But the referee not convinced. Let's have a listen.
Video review. I have no try on tackle 2. I believe it's grounded short and then held up or lost.
I'll tell you what, if that ends up being true, Luke Lewis, that is a magnificent recovery from the West Tigers defence. 1 minute and 4 seconds gone. Currently no score. Stephen Crichton thought he'd scored, but Samuela Fainu...
Stephen Crichton into the in-goal, just looking to see if we can see the ball on the line.
I'll tell you what, though, the ball hits the ground here. It does not lift. His whole body doesn't move. But I don't reckon you're going to see... Oh, there, maybe. Oh, no, it's the shorts. But I don't think you're going to see a position...
Just looking at all available angles.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch his body movement, it doesn't actually, like, roll. He just stays flat. So you'd say that it touches the ground, but you're not going to see it.
We've got the head-on shot now. Samuela Fainu trying desperately hard to...
At this stage, we're unable to see the ball on the ground.
Crichton reckons it's a play the ball.
Angle.
He thinks it's been held up. Doesn't appear he's lost it in any way, shape or form. And Stephen...
Based on all available angles, we'll be supporting the live decision of held up, tackle 2, Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, you can't argue with any of that.
No, correct.
And Stephen Crichton, credit to him, he's been standing on the 10-metre line for a minute ready to play. So, still early in the tackle count, no score, and Canterbury-Bankstown will go again. And the ball played now by Crichton to Marnie. Goes open side left to Galvin. Out the back to Salmon. Short ball to King. And Max King is going to be taken 7 metres out from the West Tigers line. Right in front of the Southern Post. Marnie dummy half. Goes left away to Salmon. Then back on the inside to Burton. Drifts across field. Into the defence of Xiaomi Fainu. And teammates join him as he pushed backwards. May was in there as well. They pushed him backwards 20 metres, if not more.
But that would have been a penalty. He was down the upper end of the field and put him in goal.
27 metres out, Burton plays it, comes right to Max King, up the middle he goes, water splashing from his boots, caught 18 out, last tackle here for the Bulldogs, no score early on. Marnie sends it left to Salmon, runs to the line and offloads to Burton, then away to Sherry, puts in left foot kick, ends up in goal, Buller gets there first and taps it over the touch in goal line. End up being a really nice kick by Bronson Sherry. Goal line dropout now for the West Tigers, no score, 2 minutes gone, and so far John Gibbs on the touchline, the goal line defence has been superb.
It's been absolutely superb. There's no doubt about that. And that all started after a good tackle, the opening tackle of the game between Max King and Jacob Preston, who dispossessed Terrell May of the ball, and then the great tackle by Samuela Fainu.
Happy Caroyce drilled a low kick. The bounce is well taken by Carraz. Let it hit his body and then clutched it to his chest. And he's forced to the ground 20 metres out from the West Tigers line, and 20 in from touch western side. Played to Marnie. Goes open side left to King. And the defence is there. Samuela Fainu along with Caroyce to greet him. 13 out from the goal line. It's played now to Marnie. Sends it left to Burton. Sends it on the inside to Bronson Sherry. He hit it in gear 4. Put to the ground though, 6 out. We've had 2 minutes and 40 seconds to scoreless start. It's all Bulldogs. Marnie goes right. Salmon takes on the line himself. Runs into 3 defenders. Safe half. Twal and Caroyce put down 2 metres out right between the sticks. Ball played to Marnie. He goes right to Galvin. Plays out the back to Crichton. Crichton delayed ball that time on to Carraz. Flick pass. Got the ball away that went forward. It was going to be a try to Anari Tuala, but it's gone forward from Stephen Crichton. So twice Canterbury's been denied. It remains scoreless after 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And the West Tigers high fives all over the place because it could easily have been 4 or 6-0 to the Bulldogs with those opening few minutes.
Yeah, good work there from the West Tigers. They're fresh. It's only been, 4 minutes into the game, and they've been defending their line pretty much the whole time. but that pass was forward on the replay. It was Jacob Carraz who goes through and just flicks it up and then almost puts Inara Tualo over, but that was the right call for a forward pass. Very important now that the West Tigers complete this set and get back into this arm wrestle of the game, because at the moment it's all the Bulldogs.
Well, they haven't had any ball, and now the ball's lost backwards by Croatia after the scrum win.
It looked like a bit of a knock on there too.
Oh, goes in the end left to Taruva. He's caught 11 out from his own goal line by Max King. Played to Croatia. He sends it centre field right as Skelton. Getting that leg heavily strapped, taken by Marnie and King. 18 out from the West goal line. Dummy half Croatia. He sends it right to 12. Up over the 20. Dumped to the ground by the Bulldogs defence. 22 out from the West goal line. Puddles everywhere on display. Croatia to the left. He goes safe path. Ran straight past Marnie. Comes back at him to make the tackle with Preston and Salmon right on the Tigers' 30-metre line. Now Croatia, 2 tackles left. Dewey says, nah, let's get out of here. From inside the 30. Boots it down. Carraz under it. Drifting to his left. Takes it 25 out from his own line. Heads up over the 30. Into Alex Twoll and through Alex Twoll. Then takes on Terrell May and Sione Fainu and finally put to the ground 11 metres short of halfway. Good effort there by Jacob Carraz, who also earns a penalty. Terrell May too slow on the play the ball. First penalty of the game goes to Canterbury-Bankstown. 11 metres short of halfway. 5 minutes gone. No score. Let's go around the grounds and update NRLW action at Hunter Stadium. Bridget Murphy.
13 and a half minutes to go here at Hunter Stadium in the first half between the Raiders and Newcastle. 0-0 still, very much an arm wrestle in some tricky conditions, Andrew.
Earlier Warriors 12 beat Cowboys 6 as Matt Burton will kick for touch with a drop punt. Louis over this western touch line, about 13 metres into West Tigers territory.
Yeah, more good field position here for the Bulldogs now. And they get 2 balls on the field, so we'll get a little bit of stoppage here. But Terrell May, he come up with an error off the kickoff and he's come up with a penalty to give the Bulldogs more field position. So he's got to switch on pretty quickly.
From the tab, it's Max King taken by 12 over the top. 32 out for the West Tigers line. Also in there was May. Played to Marnie. Goes left to Salmon. Back on the inside to Sam Hughes. He scored 28 metres out. Of course, 2 Mays out there. Terrell and Taylor May at left centre for the West Tigers. Now Burton comes on the inside to Bronson Sherry. Knocked to the ground. Great defence from the West Tigers. 24 out from their own line. They did this for long patches against Penrith last week too. Salmon goes right to Galvin. They're back on the inside to Preston. He's passed one into Samuela Fainu and Buller. Tackled 11 out for the West Tigers line. Dummy half Marnie, one-handed pick-up. Centre field left Salmon. Then away to Galvin. Short ball kick out. But again the defence comes over. Knocks him to the deck. 5 out from the goal line. Ball played on the last to Marnie. Goes right to Galvin. Puts boot to ball with a stab kick. Is it too deep or does Jerome Buller have to knock it over the dead ball line? No, it's too deep. 20-metre tap West Tigers. 7 tackle restart. 6.5 gone. There's no score. The tap taken and Taruva scored 35 out from his own line. Quickly played. It comes left now to Taylor May. He's going to be wrapped up on halfway.
Taruva didn't even touch the ball with his foot there. He just kept running. That was weird. He looked like he went to tap her. Didn't touch it.
You can't do that, Louis. His Skelton centre field caught 8 metres in Canterbury territory and lost the ball. Gee, they're just getting a roll on and Jarrell Skelton puts it down. Canterbury-Bankstown will have the scrum feed. 9 short of halfway. 7 gone, no score to the touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
Well, there's great feeling in this game, and it mightn't be as big a crowd as you would normally have because it's inclement weather, but gee, they're making a noise, and I've got to say the Bulldogs chant probably outdoing the Tigers at this stage, but further good defence and great patience shown there by Jerome Buller. But against a quality side like the Bulldogs, you can't keep giving them the ball back and inviting them to score because sooner or later they will.
Canterbury wins the scrum and they go left away to Jethro Rinakama. He scored 8 short of halfway, and there are hundreds and hundreds of people in the concourse underneath the first level of the grandstand trying to stay out of whatever rain there may be. Meanwhile, Canterbury has it 8 metres short of halfway. Sam Hughes plays it to Marnie. Blindside left to Viliami. Kick out. Ran straight through safe bar. Great run. Now tackle 8 metres in West Tigers territory. That's Viliami at his damaging best. Played to Marnie. Short side left to Burton. Little bit of a jink and a step. Then it's put to the ground by Dewey. 30 metres out from the West Tigers line. Now dummy half pass goes past Sam Hughes, then scooped up by the Bulldogs, and they still have it through. Coming through on the burst there for Canterbury. 30 metres out from the line was King. Good hand by Max King. Played on the last. Comes left to Burton. The kick from 31 metres out to the southeast corner. Up they go, and there's a really good catch there on the wing coming from the winger out there on that side of the field. Skelton about 7 metres out from the West Tigers line. It's played. They work it to the left edge this time. West Tigers have it. Naden. He's caught a former Bulldog. 13 out from his own line. Played to Groysow. Goes left to Ruben. To Luai. Takes on the defence of Lockie Galvin. Galvin does well to hold on to his old halves partner. But in the end, they slip high, and it's a penalty going to the West Tigers. The Tigers first of the day. 26 metres out from the West goal line. Galvin on Luai. And we've had 9 minutes of play in a scoreless start. Tell you what, I reckon the Tigers, I know they've dropped it a couple of times, Louis, they'll be growing in confidence with every minute here as they find touch 4 metres in Bulldogs half.
Yeah, they're defending well, but you've got to remember it is very early in the game. So at the moment, what the Bulldogs are doing, they're just building the game, make tackles, get a little bit of fatigue into that jersey. And then if they keep doing that to around that 20-25 minute mark, then we'll see how they're going. But so far, doing a good job.
From the tap, Terrell May, 38 out, plays at Dewey, goes right to safe path, ran into the upper body of Billy Army, kick out and snap, hit the deck, played to Groysow, turns it into Alex Twal. He's caught 31 metres out from the goal line, 3 plays into the set. Dummy half is Appy, centre of the park, goes right, safe path to Adam Dewey, steps into the defence, caught there by Salmon and Hughes, 25 out from the Canterbury-Bankstown line. Groysow, left to Terrell May, then on to Luai, to Samuela Fainu. He's knocked to the deck in a puddle, 20 out from the line. Last tackle, West Tigers. Groysow, left to Luai. He puts in a kick over the top. Up goes Karaz, and the ball is taken out the back of the West Tigers. Then Taruba knocked to the ground by Stephen Crichton, but all of it's moot because it's deemed a knock-on by the West Tigers. And it'll be a Canterbury-Bankstown ball. It's Jareem Bullock coming through at pace for the Tigers. It'll be a change over here to Canterbury. 10 metres out from their own line. Still no score. And we've had 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup at Shark Park. Canterbury-Bankstown 4, leading Newtown 4. Quarter time AFL, North Melbourne 22, leading St Kilda 8. NRLW at Hunter Stadium. We go to Bridget Murphy.
8.5 minutes left. Still scoreless here between the Raiders and the Newcastle Knights. The Raiders, though, very much winning the possession and field position. So 8 minutes until the halftime break, Andrew.
It's Newcastle Canberra there. Thank you so much, Bridget. Here's Reid Marnie from inside the 40. Drills a deep kick. Doesn't have the angle for a 40-20, but it skids on through. Buller gets back. Picks it up 3 metres out from his own line for the West Tigers. Got away from Stephen Crichton. Straightens into Marnie, Galvin and King. And he'll play it 12 metres out from his own goal line. West Tigers with it. Still no score as it's played to Luai. Goes right to Skelton. And the former Canterbury-Bankstown wing has scored 15 out from his own line. We've had 11 minutes. Jarrell Skelton is staying down, clutching the back of his head after the tackle by Burt. Trainer rushes out there. And I don't know whether that's milking or not. Gives his neck a stretch, and Wyatt Raymond says, no, we're going to play on. So Skelton will play it now to Abby Groysow. Southern end of the ground. Tell you what, the crowd did swell just before kick-off. It'd be 13,000 here, I reckon, roughly about that. Here's the Tigers, right edge. And the tackle on Xiaomi Mi on his own 20. Now to the left they go. Safe half, Luai to Samuela Mi. He's caught there by Galvin. Also coming through for the Bulldogs was Preston. 27 out from the west line. Happy Groysow goes right to May. Hands it on the inside to Alex Twal. He's up over the 30. Hughes is there with Marnie and Galvin. He stands in the tackle, Alex Twal. 12 short of halfway. Played on the last. Groysow from just inside the 40. Puts boot the ball, forcing Karaz back. Did well to take it over his shoulder. 8 out from his own goal line. Heads up over the 20. Then he links up with the wing on that far side. Then a Carter is jumped to the ground. Great kick chase in the end on that right side for the West Tigers. Right on the Bulldogs 30. Burton goes right to Sherry. Huge collision coming there from the Tigers, but Sherry got through the defence of the front row at 12, and now Canterbury work at 10 short of halfway. An offload comes away to Billy Army kick out. 2-hand pass over the top to Marnie.
You're out of play.
The Billy Army kick out deemed offside. So it's a penalty to the West Tigers. 2-1 the penalties to West. Canterbury giving away a penalty in possession of the ball. The Cardinals sin. And a penalty goes to the Tigers. 30... Where's he ruling this? 31 out from the line. 19 in from the eastern touch line. No score on the board. 12 minutes 40 gone. What should they do here?
Yeah, take the tap, keep the pressure on the Tigers. There's no points on the board. This is really the only, they haven't had too many opportunities down here to have a full set, so I don't mind what they're doing at the Tigers. They've weathered the storm so far, so that's put a bit of a pressure by, I suppose, what the Bulldogs have been doing to them.
Tap 15 out, it comes right to left. 12 running there off Seyfarth or Dewey rather, tackle 15 out from the line in centre field by Sam Hughes, and it's a set restart, and the West Tigers as well there first. And now it's Seyfarth finding his way to within 12 metres of the goal line. No score on the board. Ball's going to be played now to Croyasau. He sends it right. Adam Dewey, kick out, rushed at him, but missed him. Dewey's away, runs into Hughes, stands and delivers the ball back to Muller. He goes right to Skelton, and he got straight past for an Akama. Jarrell Skelton opens the scoring for the West Tigers. They don't take the 2. They do accept the 4. West 4, Canterbury-Bankstown 0 as the rain returns to Western Sydney Stadium to try to a former Bulldog, Jarrell Skelton.
Yeah, well, good work here by the West Tigers. They've hung in there with their defence, and then you've got Billy Army who comes out of the line, who tries to put a shot on Dewey, and if you're going to do that in this kind of wet weather, you need to make sure you make the tackle. Good work there by Dewey to keep his footwork, and then goes over to the right edge, keeps the ball alive, and they find Jarrell Skelton unmarked. He had to beat one-on-one, close to the line, very hard to do, very strong human being. Scores a great try, gets the West Tigers on the board first.
To the touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, lovely break there by Adam Dewey up the middle, getting away from Williami kick out. Then they get the ball alive. And Jarrell Skelton, he's a try scorer. He's always been able to score tries. His 12th game it is for the Tigers. His 7th try. 2 strong there for Jethro Rinakama. That rain, as you said, getting heavier, Andrew. It hasn't stopped the whole game. It might look a little bit fine from up there, but it has rained continuously.
So now, yeah, the kick that comes from Adam Dewey, right on that far side of the field, 27 metres out, just in from the eastern touchline. Skelton's 7th try of the season, 4-0, West lead Canterbury-Bankstown. I don't know whether it is because it's been coming and going, but doesn't this look set in this weather? Here's Dewey, right foot kicker.
In or out?
Out. You?
I reckon you're going to slip over.
Here comes Adam Dewey. He strikes it, heading towards the post. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. Well, he said, chewy on your boot to both of us. West 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. Here in the rain, 15 minutes gone in the first half, and Canterbury will bring it back for the restart. Let's go around the grounds. NRLW at Hunter Stadium. Bridget Murphy.
3 minutes to halftime here, Andrew. The Newcastle Knights, Canberra Raiders still locked at 0-0. Newcastle Knights with possession and have just crossed over their 40 metre. So on the charge, the Newcastle Knights, but 0-0 with a couple of minutes until break.
Lee on the text line says, looking forward to the call as always, boys. Go the mighty Bulldogs. Let's go Bulldogs. Loving the call. Nathan from Grafton holding on to my hat from the wind, listening to a great Sunday footy call. Thank you, Nathan. As from the kickoff, West Tigers have it 13 metres out from their own line. 6-0 Tigers lead. After that try to Skelton, a great conversion by Adam Dewey. As now West have it 20 out from their own goal line. Croyasau dummy half. Played to him by Seyfarth. Gets up, arms are flapping. He sends it away to the right edge. And Xiaomi Mi tackled 29 out from his own line by Marnie. Played to Croyasau, left at 12. Marnie's down low, defence in over the top as well. Through Jamin Salmon and Sam Hughes. Now Appy goes from dummy half. It was read well by the Marcus Salmon with the tackle 9 short of halfway. Last tackle, Buller goes right to Dewey from just outside the 40. He's going to find the grass here. Tawala ends up on his hands and knees. Gets a 10 out from his own line. Returns it to the 20. Caught there by Croyasau and Luai. Plays the ball to Galvin. Sends it left to Rinakama. And the left winger, he gets over the 30. Put to the ground 32 out from his own line. Field positions, everything in these conditions, isn't it? Played to Burton, goes left to Sherry. Crash to the ground, 12 short of halfway. There have been some heavy connections here from the Tigers defensively in particular. Now open side right they go to Hughes. And he's swinging in circles and then got a pass away just as Wyatt Raymond was saying held. So he'll play 32 out from his own line. And it comes right to Jacob Carraz joining the line, gets to halfway to Samuela Fainu and Seyfarth, 2 metres in West Territory. Last tackle, Canterbury-Bankstown. Marnie goes left to Burton, up she goes. The left foot kick down to the eastern side of the field for Skelton. He's underneath it, takes it, and Nakama and Sherry take him. 17 out for the West Tigers line, 17 gone. West Canterbury-Bankstown 0, Luke Lewis.
I'll tell you what, with this kind of weather, I'd love to see Matty Burton just hit the belly of the ball, these big floating spiral kicks that he pulls off every now and then, because I reckon it will give the backfield of the West Tigers nightmares with the way that this weather is at the moment.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Here's Skelton, tackled 35 out from his own line by Preston and King. Plays the ball to Croy. Croyasau. Goes left to Taruva. He slipped as he stepped. Caught 9 short of halfway by Preston. Ball played to Croyasau. Goes centre field right now to Alex Seyfarth. He's wrapped up. Put on the deck. 2 metres short of halfway. Last tackle for the Tigers. Croyasau goes right to Dewey. He puts boot the ball. 3 short of halfway. Down to the northeast corner. Carraz drifts left. Takes it on the full. 12 metres out from his own line. Heads up over the 20. And he's going to be caught 24 out from his own line. It is 6-0. West Tigers leading Canterbury-Bankstown here at Western Sydney Stadium. So now we have the Bulldogs, 28 out from their own line. It's played by Tuala. Goes right to Stephen Triton. Rips in, but the defence is there. Luai was in there with Terrell May, and one other defender emerging was Taylor May, 11 short of halfway. Marnie goes left to King, then away to Salmon. Delayed ball to Burton, quick hands to Galvin. Lockie Galvin over the 40-metre line. Takes on Brett Naden, who he had support, but he's caught by Naden. 4 metres in West Territory, 5 in from the eastern touchline. Plays the ball now to Bronson Sherry. Goes left to right to Burton. Looked for someone to offload to. Finally found Max King. Bounced into 12 Croyasau and Terrell May, and his leg drive takes him 9 metres in West Tigers territory. 18 minutes 30 gone. West 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 0 on the last. Comes left to Burton. It's end over end kick again to Skelton. Will catch it. Oh, good catch too. Low to the ground. 8 out from his own line. 6-0 Tigers. Touchline Johnny Gibbs.
Well, kicking in these conditions is some point. Seyfarth. He's up the prayers. The short side.
Up over the 30-metre line. Up over the 40. Then he got a pass away to his right. Shut the gate. The horse has bolted flying away to score the try to Rainbow. And wouldn't you know it, it's the West Tigers 10, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. The break down the right edge. Jareen Buller backed up, scooted past Carraz. Too much speed. What a start for the Tigers. 19 and a bit gone, and they lead 10-0 with a kick to come.
Yeah, good work here by Dewey out of dummy half. He sees a bit of a Bulldogs player. He can't get back into marker position in Bronson Sherry, and he uses that smarts to go down to short side, uses his footwork, comes back in field, and then palms a Bulldogs defender off, and then all of a sudden he's in the backfield and he's got one of the quickest men on the field who loves open space, and Jareen Buller on his outside, on his right-hand side, that would be too. He gets the ball, and it's a little bit of a foot race down the sideline, scores a great try. But put this down to the start of the game for the West Tigers. Their goal line defence built the confidence. They got up the other end. They scored a try through Skelton, and now they're full of confidence, and a really nice try there from the West Tigers.
Yeah, that was incredible break, Gibbsy, by Dewey on that far side, and then the speed of Buller, just so fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that short side play, and when he took off Jacob Carraz, he tried in vain because he glides across the ground during Buller. So it was like a hovercraft going down that eastern touchline. But great work by Dewey, Seyfarth and Jareen Buller. But you're right, Louis, they lapped up the pressure at the start of the game. Somehow Samuela Fainu was able to keep Stephen Crichton out. They got a little bit of opportunity and they made the most of it. Both sides are kicking quite well. Jarrell Skelton's been put under pressure, but he's handling it really well at this stage.
Yeah, they, at the moment, and we're only quarter of the way through, look much more likely than Canterbury in attack. Here's Adam Dewey. 23 out, 12 in from the eastern touchline. Rain continuing here at Western Sydney Stadium. 10-0 West Tigers lead. Have we come back to upset city again? Here's Dewey. It is the NRL. 1 from 1. Strikes it with the right boot. He's missed that one.
How do you miss that one and smack the one from the corner?
I don't know. He's 1 out of 2, but it is West 10, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. Sunday afternoon footy here on ABC Sport. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Buller, 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 not the ice cream, but the nice dream. Heels he kept clean, other team nowhere to be seen. Fastest fullback in the galaxy, just you wait and see. That's Buller, Buller, Buller. That's our Jareen. A bit of unscheduled poetry from one of our listeners on 0467 920 222. Listening to the call from Tobermory Station near the Northern Territory, Queensland border. Go the Tigers, says Kevin. Johnny Kev. And another says, go the Dogs, Reed Marnie, man of the match. Well, West Tigers get the ball back from the kickoff, and 12's caught, 11 out from his own line. Played to Croyasau, goes right to Samuela Fainu. slid into the tackle of Hughes and Salmon. 18 out from his own line. Play to Abbey. Goes right to Seyfarth. He's scored in centre field. 25 out from his own line. Marnie was in there with King. Played to Croyersow. Goes right. Terrell May links up with Xiaomi Mi. Got through Burton's horrible attempt to tackle and kick out. And now he's going to be taken nearest centre field, about 15 short of halfway. Croyersow goes from dummy half. Slipped over, but got the ball away to May. He throws on the ground. Good hands by Seyfarth. Keeps it alive to Luai. Luai spins in the tackle and put to the ground of Salmon. Right on halfway. Played on the last to Samuela Fainu. Goes right to Dewey. Had an age to boot the ball down to the fullback to Raz. He takes it 12 out from his own line. Then scampers away from Taylor May into Bulla. 15 out from his own line. But he copped a bit of a high shot. So it is a penalty going to Canterbury-Bankstown. 2-all the penalty count. And this is 15 out from the Bulldogs line as Harry Hayes comes onto the field. The first interchange for the Doggies. You're in a stripe here, Louis, down 10 points to nil after 21 minutes and 45 seconds. And it was the tackle. She was soft from 12.
Yeah, there wasn't much in it. There was not much in it at all. They just... the Bulldogs, I reckon, got lucky on that occasion, but they'll kick upfield. They'll get a tap just before halfway. But the Tigers absolutely all over the Bulldogs at the moment. So I feel like the Bulldogs just got to ask a little more questions. Whereas West Tigers are throwing a few off-ways. They chance their arm a little bit.
There were question marks everywhere. From the tap, it comes left on play 2 to the Bulldogs. Harry Hayes scored 8 metres in West Tigers territory. He'll play the ball to Marnie. He goes centre field left to Salmon. Turns it into King. But the defence is everywhere the Bulldogs are turning to. In fact, he loses ground, King. He'll play it 40 out from the Tigers line. And it's a terrible play. Canterbury's dead set rattled. They are dead set rattled. And the West Tigers are all over them. 10-0 Tigers, 22 and a half gone. Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup, Canterbury 6 leading Newtown 4. AFL second quarter, Kangaroos 28 leading St Kilda 15. NRLW action, not many points there, Bridget Murphy.
No points at halftime between the Newcastle Knights and Canberra Raiders. Andrew, 0-all. Sheridan Gallagher just before the break, the Knights winger, on report for a dangerous tackle. That was a try-saver tackle, though, on Raiders fullback Elise Simpson. Stopped her from getting to the line, but on report there. So 0-all halftime here in Newcastle.
Here's a penalty going to the West Tigers. Offside Canterbury from the scrum. Again, John Gibbs, I'll repeat, the Bulldogs here are rattled.
No doubt about it. They've handled everything that's been thrown at them. As I said previously, they soaked up the pressure initially and then have come up with some really good football themselves. They've been, chancing their arm. Royce Hunt, he hasn't played for quite a while. Is that him into the fray? No,
Bolle, yeah.
Bolle's come on. Royce Hunt just ran past me. He's warming up as well, but they're going well.
And he's got both calves strapped. Fanua Bolle takes that hit up. Caught 32 metres out for the Bulldogs line. Here come the Tigers again. Played to Croyersow. Set restart for West as well. And now the Tigers are in centre field 29 metres out. Croyersow dummy half. Terrell May plays it to him. Drifts to the right. Then plays out the back. Poor pass. It's well picked up by Xiaomi Mi off the ground. 31 out from the goal line as he's tackled by Burton. Happy goes short side right to Dewey. Puts a kick over the top. He'll run to Jareen Buller. Getting back there. Carraz, he lost it. Hit the post. But I think coming across might have been a Nari Tuala to ground the ball for the Bulldogs. Boy, the Tigers are good. They are all over Canterbury. When I say the Bulldogs are rattled, I'm putting that to the credit of the West Tigers. They have been magnificent and Canterbury is struggling to go with them. 24 and a half gone, 10-0 West, nearly a calamity there for Carraz as he slid in the big puddle, lost the ball and crashed into the upright. But thankfully he's all right.
I feel like the Tigers are just playing the conditions a bit better.
Burton, that was well done to the conditions. He nailed a line drop out from left to right, low to the ground as hard as he could kick it, and it bounced uncontrollably off Sunia Taruva's body over the western touchline, and Canterbury will get to play the ball 16 out. Talking about play to the conditions, that was brilliant from Burton as Marnie dummy half goes left to Rina Carmen. He scored 21 out from his own line. Josh Curran on for his 100th NRL game, replacing Max King.
Isn't it funny when he comes on how clean he looks?
Yeah, compared to the rest. As the Bulldogs are 23 out from their own line. Hayes plays it to Marnie. Goes right to Curran. Seemed to return to form last week against the Roosters after a bit of a slump. Plays a 28 out from his own line to Marnie. Goes left to Salmon. Then away to kick out. Kick out, step through one. And then attempted the most stupid offside. Canterbury is playing absolutely dumb football. Knock on, West Tigers scrum feet, 38 out from the Canterbury line. That was ridiculous from Billy Army kick out. And the West Tigers will get a great opportunity again. Tigers 10, Bulldogs 0, 14 left in the half, and Louis West get the scrum feet, 37 out from the Canterbury line.
Well, the Bulldogs, they're frustrating themselves because they're down. They're struggling to get out of their own end. They feel like they're going to make breaks all the time. They're pushing silly passes. I haven't seen Billy Army play like this for a while. He's making breaks. He looks dangerous when he's got ball in hand, but always trying to promote that ball and push that ball. These kind of conditions, you can't do that.
Canterbury wins the scrum. Dewey sends it left to Taylor May, and he's pushed across field, if not back. 33 out from the Canterbury line. 10-0 West Tigers lead. Ball played to Croyasau. Open side right to Rel May. Dummy to his front row partner 12, but he's taken by Marnie. And also in there was Salmon and Hayes. 32 out from the Canterbury line. Croyasau goes right to 12. Caught by Marnie down low. Preston and Curran over the top. 26 out from the goal line. Now Appy goes right to Dewey. Sends it on the inside to Sione Fainu. And Sione's caught 20 metres out from the Canterbury line. West Tigers attacking, looking for a third try, but no. The ball's been lost by Sione Fainu. He was claiming a rake. He was saying to referee Wyatt Raymond. But I think that may have been more frustration because he then shook his head and conceded no need to challenge. Canterbury gets a scrum feed, 20 metres out from their own goal line, trailing by 10 points to 0. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Burton Bomb, Lockie Galvin under the post, says one listener. Another says, stop dissing my hometown. Patrick from Upset City. Here's Stephen Crichton now the right edge. Put the 24 out. But we've spent a bit of time in your town, Patrick, this year, as Carraz goes left down to Anari Tuala. Another interchange for the Bulldogs. Their third, Kurt Mann comes on. Marnie, Cameron Serraldo looking for answers here from his team. Harry Hayes is jolted to the ground by Samuela Fainu, 14 short of halfway, and now Marnie's off the ball. This performance from Canterbury in the conditions, pathetic. West Tigers, they're all over each other, John Gibbs. They'll have another opportunity with a scrum feed 40 out from the Bulldogs line.
Yeah, they're all high-fiving each other. They're running in from everywhere. Brent Maiden running in from the wing to congratulate his teammates. But Reid Marnie just went to change direction there, held the ball out, was confronted by Fainu and dropped the ball. And you can hear the chant going up now. Their control of the ball has been excellent, the West Tigers. Apart from the start of Terrell May, they've done really well. It wouldn't surprise to see them score another one.
Yeah, agree. They win the scrum. Croyasau sends the ball right to Skelton, who scored the first try of the day in the 14th minute. Followed up 6 minutes later by Jareem Buller. He scored 36 out from the line. Plays the ball to Croyasau. He sends it left away to Fanua Bolle. He's wrestled across field. 35 out from the Canterbury line, centre of the park. Croyasau goes left to 12. Dummies his way into Mann and Marnie and Preston. Held is the call as he's finally on the turf. 28 metres out from the Bulldogs line. West Tigers 10. Canterbury-Bankstown 0. Now Jerome Lillo steps his way through. Slips through Preston. Now knocked to the ground by Curran. 12 out from the goal line. 2 tackles left. Play to Croyasau. Look left, goes right to Terrell May. Then on to Adam Dewey. Got the ball away to Sione Fainu. Burton's there with kick out. And the tackle made 9 out from the goal line. Last play Wests. Croyasau. Short side right. Runs at the defence. Puts a little squib kick and flying through the scoring second. Jarrell Skelton. They do score. West Tigers are hammering Canterbury. This is brilliant from Tiger Town. The Bulldogs are lost, dishevelled. And they are getting a hammering. West 14, Canterbury 0. 10 minutes 30 still to go in the first half. A double for Skelton. Brilliantly set up, Louis, by Abby Croyasau.
Yeah, Croyasau sees a little bit of an opportunity down that right edge. It's the right place to go. There was a lot of room to put that nice little kick in. Gets the angle right, and Skelton gets the timing right as well. He makes it look super easy, obviously, in this wet weather condition, but flies through, slams it down with 2 hands, slides another 10 metres with a massive smile on his face, and they're all enjoying this occasion at the moment. The Tigers, they have turned up to play some footy. They're enjoying the moment, and they're playing to the conditions. possessions, but they're also willing to risk some passes that are actually really helping them attack well in this weather.
Canterbury look lost. Tigers look like they've been winning games every week for about 5 years.
Yeah, sure do. They don't have to do ridiculous passes, though. They are calculated passes the West Tigers are coming up. Some of them coming up with. Some of those from the Bulldogs have been ridiculous ones. They're frustrated. They're rattled. They are well and truly under the pump. And that was a beautiful kick from Matthew Koyasau into that northeastern corner. And he slid through. You can see the water particles coming up. It slowed the ball up. And through came Jarrell Skelton, who slid on his backside to score the try.
14-0. Dewey's going to whack this over too, Louis.
Yeah, well, it's 20 metres away from the one that he missed, so of course he is.
27 out.
Further away too.
A metre in from the eastern touchline. Very similar to where he converted Jarrell Skelton's first try. 14-0. Tigers. 9 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first half. We'll update scores around the ground for you in a tick. Here's Dewey with the right boot. He moves in. Dewey strikes it. Heading towards the post. Hit the post. Bounces back. No goal. He's 1 from 3. West 14. Canterbury-Bankstown 0. And he let out a cry of anguish after missing that one. Did Adam Dewey. New South Wales Cup at Shark Park. Newtown 14. Leading Canterbury-Bankstown 12. AFL second quarter. North Melbourne 28. Leading St Kilda 23. And at Hunter Stadium, NRLW action as part of Magic Round. Bridget Murphy.
Second half underway between the Newcastle Knights and Canberra Raiders. Raiders with the first use of the football in the second half. 0-0 remains, and that, Andrew, was the first scoreless half in NRLW history.
Well, there you go. More history. You've seen it 2 days. All right, thanks, Bridge. From the kickoff, West Abbott, 15 out for their own line. It's such an amazing game this year. As here's Canterbury with big defence, a lost ball. West Tigers, Samuela Finu puts it down. But they're all cutting each other. Terrell May looked like a slapping seal there. They're all... What?
How did you keep him on?
Okay, I'll correct that. It's going to be a Canterbury scrum feed, 19 out from the West line.
Well, the Tigers, yeah, look, they obviously got the energy there, so they're just going over to his teammates saying, "No, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're going to defend this set." But they've got to keep the Bulldogs out here. They don't want to let all this hard work undone from this one set.
Bulldogs win the scrum, and Marnie sends it right to Jacob Carras. He straightens it to Taylor May, Jerome Luai and Samuela Finu, and is tackled 17 out from the West line, 14 in from touch western side. Play to Marnie, goes left to Galvin, back on the inside to Curran. Curran charges into Terrell May and Fanua Bolle, still driving forward, 10 metres out. In front of the post, play to Marnie, goes left to Kurt Mann with a left foot step, straight into the defence, and he's hammered to the ground 8 metres out. Same before, Canterbury win by 17 or more, they'll be first. At this rate, they'll end the round third. Galvin goes right to Jacob Preston. And again, the defence is everywhere Canterbury goes, although Preston, great leg drive, gets him within 5 of the line, finished off by Samuela Finu and Luai, played to Marnie southwest corner, goes left to Galvin, short ball Curran, tackled 7 out. Tigers been put under no questions here. Last tackle, though, we'll see. Marnie goes left to Mann. He plays out the back to Galvin, then away to Burton. He lost the ball. This is fair and hopeless from Canterbury. Picked up by Dewey. He's over the 30, the 40. There's no one near him. Dewey over the 30, the 20, the 10. What Adam Dewey? He's over. Long range try. Burton hands like feet. Canterbury being smashed. West 18, Canterbury 0. What about the joy from the West Tigers? The relief from Samuela Finu and the exhaustion from Adam Dewey. 18-0, kick to come. 6 minutes 40 left in the half.
They're doing such a good job, the West Tigers. Not one of them coming out of their defensive systems there. Keep the pressure on the Bulldogs in this wet weather. And then Dewey, he's had a big game this opening 40 minutes. He set up a try. He's been kicking really well. Had a couple of really strong carries. And here he just picks the ball up. He's got 3 teammates in support, but doesn't need any of them. And then shows his speed and runs the length and scores a great try. Now you see if he can back it up with the amount of energy he just burned to kick this goal. But what a performance so far by this West Tigers outfit.
They look like they could win this by 50. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, that was a brilliant run there by Adam Dewey. And I remember interviewing him a couple of years ago when he made his comeback. Mightn't have even been that long ago. And I said, "You're faster than you used to be." Remember, he scored a long-range try in that game. And this one, he picked the ball up, And then, look, the further he went, the further he was getting away. He had the big smile, and that was because of the good defence they made. An elementary error. They've only come up with a couple of errors close to their line. They've been able to soak it up, soak that pressure up, and then repel the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs should be kicking now. In these conditions, the best way to go is kicking, particularly close to the line. They tried to throw it out the back. It was slippery stuff, and Dewey did the rest.
Gibbsy, you know when you played a bit after, there was always talk about which teams were good in the wet, which teams weren't, which teams are good mudders. Canterbury's hopeless in the rain.
Well, it looks like it. We've seen this on a couple
Broncos, Dolphins.
Yep, it looks like it on a couple of occasions. This is a big mountain to climb now, particularly in these conditions.
They're like the Wicked Witch of the West.
And they're both land animals, so it's weird that they're playing well in the rain.
22 metres out. 15 in from touch eastern side. West Tigers 18, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. You're hearing correct. Here's Dewey to make it 20. He strikes it. He likes it. He's kicked it. He's 2 out of 4. It's 20-0. West lead Canterbury-Bankstown. 5 minutes 34 to go in the half. Wow. Fred says, don't forget Dogs lost to Dolphins in the wet. There you go. Paul says, this will be a test for my doggies with the semis blooming. Marnie's really dropped off since they announced he's leaving, says Jack. I disagree. I think he's been playing really well. Today, no, that's for sure. Mitch says the stadium looks like the driving range before the Open. Tommaso's listening in the car driving home to Maryland, says, go the Chooks. And Filthy Phil's very, very happy. Here's the kickoff taken by Luai. Goes right to Bollo's, knocked to the ground 12 metres out from his own line. There by Mann and Curran. Played to Appy. They can score more here before half-time, Wes. How long have we got left? Oh, still 5 minutes 20. They're 18 out from their own line. Oh, they've played the ball badly. Karoya couldn't hang on, and it's an error. Xiaomi Mi was who played it there for the West Tigers. And it's going to be a scrum feed.
It's not a bad thing.
Might have been Bolo.
It's not a bad thing for the West Tigers because both times the Bulldogs had the ball up here, they've gone the length. Dewey made a break.
It's all part of the plan.
Might be part of the plan. Drop the ball on play 2 or 3. Let the Bulldogs get through their 1 or 2 plays. They'll drop the ball, run the length.
Sneaky, those land animals. Here's Canterbury scrum feed, 18 out in front. Marnie picks it up, goes left to Sherry, but he's cut to the ground by Naden and finished off now by Dewey. 22 out from the West goal line. Dummy half Marnie. Goes right to Galvin, then a short ball to Curran, and Curran is caught 18 out, but they don't know what to do here, Canterbury, against the Tigers' defence. It's fascinating. Marnie to the right. Galvin, who gets booed again, sends it inside to Jacob Preston. And he's wrapped up 10 out from his own line. He'll play midway through the tackle count here for the Bulldogs. They do get a set restart, though. And comes left to Harry Hayes. He's scored 4 metres out from the West Tigers line. 4 minutes left first half. Tigers 20, Bulldogs 0. Marnie to the left, man away Curran. And this is all at slow-mo. Tiger defence is turning up everywhere. And he slammed down Curran 6 out. And gets another set restart, too long in the tackle play. To the right, Kurtman tries to explode through, nearly does. But the defence holds on. A metre out from the line, it was Royce Hunt. Play to Marnie. Goes left to Burton. Kick out. Kick out runs straight into them. Got through Dewey, but he's held up now 8 metres out. Again, they're turning up for each other in great numbers, Tigers. Marnie goes right to Galvin. The boos are getting louder with each confident Tiger looking at the scoreboard. Galvin took them on himself and he scored by Sione Fainu. 4 out from the line. Play to Marnie. Goes right to Mann. Out the back to Stephen Crichton. Short ball to Preston. He got straight through Luai and Taylor May, and he is over. The dam wall burst. West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4-1 error, too many from the Tigers in their own territory. Preston the try, 3 left in the half. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, beautiful pass here by Stephen Crichton. He skips across. I thought he was going to play at the back, so he sold it nicely. And Preston doing a really good job at picking the right hole and runs a really nice line on the inside shoulder of the centre there in May and the outside shoulder of Jerome Luai. And that's a tough tackle to make there because Jerome has to hold up on Crichton. and he sells it perfectly. Soft pass hits him on the chest. But that's what they need more of, the Bulldogs. Like, you had Kurt Mann, who had that real direct run, almost goes straight through. When they try to go around, and they look like they're going anywhere near like going around the West Tigers, but as soon as they straighten that attack with a short ball to real hard runners, nice soft passes, they look dangerous.
John Gibbs on the touchline.
Yeah, that was one mistake too many for the West Tigers. Have been inviting the Bulldogs to score, and on this occasion, Stephen Crichton, as you say, Louis, it is shown well. It looked like he was going to go out the back, but it didn't happen that way. He ran a nice angle, Jacob Preston. He's been dangerous on the few occasions that he's had to run the ball on the edge. He has looked dangerous, but Taylor May and Jerome Luai should have made that tackle, but it's all the more difficult in these wet, slippery conditions.
Yeah, the rain continues, Gibbsy. Stephen Crichton, 20 metres out. 12 in from the western touchline. West Tigers 20, Bulldogs 4. 1 minute 42 left in the half. How does that change things? Now try late in the half to the Bulldogs. Mind you, West have scored 4 of them. Here's Crichton with the left boot. He moves in, he strikes it, hits off the upright, no goal. Oh, that's disappointing from Crichton. They needed that 2 points, but they don't get it. 16 the difference. West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup second half. Now Newtown 18, leading Canterbury-Bankstown 12. AFL second quarter, St Kilda in front, leading the Kangaroos 30-29. NRLW, there is points at Hunter Stadium, Bridget Murphy.
Yes, Newcastle Knights winger Sheridan Gallagher opening the scoring for the Knights. The Knights lead 6 points to 0 over the Canberra Raiders. Jessie Southwell holding on to her perfect conversion record, Andrew.
Awesome, all right. And Sheridan Gallagher, can't she find a way over the line? It's a kickoff taken by Tuala. He sends the pass left to Hayes. And the young forward scored 12 metres out from his own line with 1 minute 23 left on the ticking clock first half. Play to Marnie. Goes left to Anari Tuala. And in centre field, he's knocked to the ground in increasing puddles. Make it 18 now from his own line. Play to Marnie. Goes left to Mann. Burton, quick hands, kick out. Oh, great tackle. Brilliant tackle, one-on-one by Dewey. And he lost a kicker. No, he's told to get up and play it. 27 out from his own line. Does so to Marnie. Goes right to Curran, who's not getting out of second gear at any stage. He's caught here 30 out from his own line. And he'll play the ball to Marnie. 4 tackles into the set for the Bulldogs, who trail 20 points to 4. And to the right, Calvin to Preston. Charges in and through Luai. Comes back at him with Taylor May and Samuela Fainu. 9 short of halfway. Last tackle. Goes to the left, Calvin. Away to Burton. And we get a spiralling, not his best one. Jerome Buller, he didn't want to catch it. He gets a boot to it, though. 25 out from his own line. He's caught by the chase of Hayes, Mann and Curran. 23 out from the West Tigers line. I just want to hold on to the footy here in these last 25 seconds. Taruva slips over, gets up to go again, and forced back by Mann. 23 out from his own goal line. Tigers 20, Bulldogs 4. Luai dummy half, goes right to Skelton, caught in a high shot of thought by Curran. Round the chest says referee Raymond. Inside the 30 with 8 seconds to go, Taruva centre field. Caught 32 out from his own line. Heavy defence from Preston and Marnie and Hayes. Now this will be the last play of the half. Caroyce goes himself into the mark of Preston. Forced backwards and taken 34 out from his own line. And they'll get a standing O here, the West Tigers, and they deserve it from their home crowd. West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. For the Tigers, tries to Jarrell Skelton in the 14th minute. Jareem Buller in the 20th. Skelton again in the 30th minute. And Adam Dewey scored a runaway try in the 34th minute. Dewey 2 goals from 4 attempts. 2 restarts, no challenges. For Canterbury-Bankstown, their only joy came with a Jacob Preston try in the 37th minute. Stephen Crichton missed with his only shot at goal. 3 restarts. The penalties are 3-2 in favour of the West Tigers. But that first half, Luke Lewis, all the Tigers leading 20 points to 4.
Yeah, all the Tigers have started off with the Bulldogs probably 6 or 7 minutes on the Tigers line, right from the very first kickoff there when they made the error. But from there, I think they built a lot of confidence out there. They got a couple of a little bit field position, some really nice skill. Opting to throw the ball around in this wet weather, but very controlled passes, and they get a couple of really good tries there. So the Tigers absolutely on fire, and they're defending really well as well. Their line speed and their hit and the tackle has been great. I'm not writing the Bulldogs off just yet, though. I do believe the second half they'll come out and make a real game of this.
Canterbury's had 54% of the ball, yet completing it only 68%. Gibbsy, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I just think they were really good. The West Tigers are up for this clash, and make of what you will about Lachlan Galvin playing the opposition, but certainly they are up for the challenge, and they've met it well. He's been getting booed every time he gets the ball, but he's just been passing quickly so they don't get much of a chance to boo him. I've got to say he's going to have to do more than this. But they did beat Manly 30-0 in the second half last week, so I wouldn't be writing them off either. But they just don't look good, the Bulldogs. They're handling it really good, the West Tigers. And finally, what was really interesting at the end of that first half was that it was Adam Dewey who summons the team around him. He was waving his arms, telling him to get in a circle around him, and he delivered the halftime message. Not happy Troy or Jerome Loy. All of the talking was done by Adam Dewey.
Okay, half-time, and it is 20 points to 4. West Tigers leading Canterbury. Quickly updating scores around the grounds. Half-time AFL, St Kilda 30, Kangaroos 29. Second half New South Wales Cup, Bulldogs 18, Newtown 18. And second half NRLW at Hunter Stadium around the grounds, Bridget Murphy.
22 minutes to go in this second half. The Newcastle Knights leading now 12 points to 0 with a try from Tiana Davison, converted by Jessie Southwell.
It's over Canberra 12-0 to the Knights. All right, it is half-time. It's 20-4. West Tigers lead Canterbury-Bankstown. Now, for all the latest of what's happening across Sydney today, and there's a lot, let's head to Dominic Knight with a comprehensive update. Dom?
Thank you very much, Andrew. People began crossing the Sydney Harbour Bridge half an hour ago with that pro-Palestinian protest. Traffic cameras show a substantial crowd right now. The latest is that due to concerns for public safety, police have decided protesters can walk back south across the Harbour Bridge. Once the march has reached the northern end, they'll be able to do a U-turn and head back. Police say that those who travel from Sydney's northern suburbs can leave the group and that North Sydney train station will remain open and operating. But due to the risk of crowd crush at that station, police are allowing that southbound return walk. As a result, police say the bridge will therefore remain closed for a longer period than originally planned. ABC News' Pablo Vinales has just crossed the bridge. Hello, Pablo.
Hi, Dom.
How many people do you reckon are out there?
Oh, look, it's hard for me to say because from my vantage point, I can't see exactly how far the crowd goes. Organisers were expecting more than 50,000 people to come out. It is a fairly significant crowd, I would say tens of thousands at least, and we have just made it now to the northern end of the bridge, and I'm starting to see a lot of people now turning back, as you mentioned, now going to walk back southbound to the CBD, given the size of the crowd and the safety concerns that police and organisers had. I had a quick chat with a Palestine Action Group organiser, Josh Lease, as well, who told me that police told him, given the size of the crowd, that they will now have to, many will have to walk back just for the safety concerns that they have around that. Obviously, it is very wet, but many people have still shown up to show their support for this cause.
What was the mood like amongst those crossing along with you?
It was, I would say, a pretty defiant mood. Obviously, it was quite an eventful week in the lead up to whether or not this protest would go ahead. It was interesting, actually, to see a number of prominent people at the front of the march. We saw Craig Foster, former Socceroo, the human rights activist. Julian Assange, interestingly, showed up. It was somewhat of a surprise to many that he made his way here as well. Sydney's Lord Mayor Clover Moore leading as well this protest through to the northern end of Harbour Bridge. So it was pretty, I would say, defiant mood coming through. There were obviously chants, pro-Palestine chants being made all the way through, and now, as I said, a number of people starting to turn back.
I've read reports, Pablo, of people bringing pots and pans to draw attention to the food crisis in Gaza. Did you see much of that?
Yes, and you could hear it. It makes quite a striking sound when you hear them being banged across. Lots of people holding pots and pans. Interestingly, as well, there's a real cross-section of the community here. Young families, grandparents, teenagers, all here trying to shine the light on the humanitarian situation in Gaza, and specifically that the pot and pan, as you mentioned, really trying to shine the light on the starvation, or what they say is the crisis now in Gaza.
Are you going to head back and do the U-turn?
Yes, I think we are now going to head back. It's probably the only way, really. I mean, there is the train that is also operating, but probably the easiest way for us now is heading back as well, and also interestingly trying to speak to some of the people who have made it out here today.
Okay, Pablo, thank you very much for that.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Pablo Vinales there from ABC News. Trevor Ferregas here from the Transport Management Centre. Trevor, I imagine traffic's pretty significantly affected by the Harbour Bridge being closed.
It is indeed. With the bridge being closed, motorists and public transport passengers are advised to delay non-essential travel, Dom, in the Sydney CBD and North Shore. But if you do have to travel, you should allow plenty of extra travel time. There is currently congestion on all approaches to the Sydney Harbour Tunnel and on Victoria Road in both directions, approaching and through Drummoyne. Now, additionally, we have bus services that normally cross the bridge terminating at North Sydney or Wynyard. Other buses in the CBD and North Sydney areas may start or end their trips at different stops. They may also have to divert around those closed roads, and they will definitely experience delays. And those delays and those diversions will continue later now, because those roads won't reopen until a later date with the protesters now walking back southbound on the bridge. Now, Sydney train services will continue to run across the bridge. However, Milson's Point Station is now closed, expected to reopen at 5 p.m, and that's also to help with crowd control. Additionally, light rail services are not running between Central and Circular Quay. Sydney Metro services are not running, but that's due to scheduled track work. For the latest on the traffic, you can go to Live Traffic website, livetraffic.com, or the Live Traffic New South Wales app. And for the latest on the public transport, it's transportnsw.info. Dom.
Trevor, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
We'll keep you across the progress of that march across the bridge throughout the afternoon. And, of course, ABC News has live coverage on TV and on the ABC News website. In the meantime, though, it's back to ABC Sport.
Your book is sensational.
It's not okay to have a crush on your agent, is it?
Michael Theo returns in the heartwarming new season of Austin.
I'm not going to let fame change me.
Sunday nights on ABC TV and ABC iView.
ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
Adam Dewey, kick out, rushed at him, but missed him. Dewey's away, runs into Hughes, stands and delivers the ball back to Buller. He goes right to Skelton, and he got straight past Renacana. Gerald Skelton opens the scoring for the West Tigers. They don't take the 2, they do accept the 4. Up over the 30-metre line, up over the 40. Then he got a pass away to his right. Shut the gate. The horse has flying away to score the try to Buller. And wouldn't you know it, it's the West Tigers 10, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. What a start for the Tigers. The tackle made 9 out from the goal line. Last play West. Troyes out. Short side right, runs at the defence. Puts a little squib kick and finds through to scoring second, Gerald Skelton. They do score. West Tigers are hammering Canterbury. This is brilliant from Tiger Town. Tigers been put under no questions here. Last tackle though, we'll see. Arnie goes left to Man. He plays out the back to Galvin, then away to Burton. He lost the ball. This is Keating and Hopeless from Canterbury. Picked up by Dewey. He's over the 30, the 40. There's no one near him. Dewey over the 30, the 20, the 10. Watch Adam Dewey. He's over. Long range try. Burton hands like feet. Canterbury being smashed.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Rain tumbling here at Western Sydney Stadium. West Tigers a brilliant first half, leading Canterbury 20 points to 4. Next at Shark Park, it's Cronulla Sutherland hosting North Queensland. Brett Sprigg to call the action with Dean Hallertau and Michael Carianis. How is it in the Sutherland Shire, Spriggy?
Yeah, I reckon these teams are battling not just each other, Maury, but also the conditions. There's something about this place that just brings out the most unfriendly footy weather. If you had to ask me a first thought on windswept, weather-beaten rugby league grounds, I reckon this joint will be top of the Wazza, because it sort of is on this peninsula and gets hammered from all angles. The New South Wales Cup, there were players diving into really boggy, muddy parts of the ground at both ends of the ground, and even if the quite persistent rain drops off, we'll have wet conditions all afternoon, I'm sure. It's a big game for the Sharks too. They already dropped from 7th to 8th with the Dolphins now win on Friday. and now perhaps some renewed pressure also coming from the Roosters beneath them and the Sea Eagles. So it's a game that they can't afford to cough up. The Sharks, team news is still to fully come through. The home side should be 1-17. For the Cowboys, things aren't so straightforward. They were due to have Jake Clifford back from the quad at 5'8", but his quad injury means he won't return yet. They reshuffle Jackson Purdue from centres to 5'8", and then Jackson Barlaw into the centres wearing jersey number 18. Now the forwards should be as is. There'll be a debutant there in Marley Bittungan who'll get his first NRL game. We've seen him a few times named in their extended squads. Today named at number 14. He was born in Tanzania to refugee parents, came to Logan in Queensland age 5, got into footy because all of his mates were playing, and today becomes Cowboy number 327. So we'll see how he goes today. Then Hallertau is alongside me, taking a break from watching his two former sides play in your game there at Western City Stadium. Shop, the Sharks have won 3 in a row, but I don't think in these conditions things will be overly straightforward.
Yeah, good afternoon, Spriggy, and you're right. It's just as you started talking that the rain got heavier and heavier. So just watching this New South Wales Cup game, and there's puddles all over the field, so it's definitely going to slow things down for two teams that like to play expansive attacking football and have got plenty of strike on their edges. It's going to probably contain things a little bit as the Sharks, as you say, look to go for 4 in a row.
Michael Carianis will have a great day ahead of him here. Big day for the number 9s as well, MC, and a great matchup, particularly for guys who like to run the ball from dummy half, Blake Brayley and Reece Robson.
Yeah, it is a great matchup, Spriggy. Hello to you, hello to Haller, because, Reece Robson's the incumbent New South Wales number 9. Blake Brayley's been outstanding over the past 6 weeks, and if there was a state of origin 4, I think Blake Brayley would have won that spot to start for New South Wales. So yeah, it is a great matchup, but as you say, Blake's been, loves playing off the front foot and a bit of expansive footy, but that changes given the conditions here today.
Ordinarily, Tom Dearden would play a big role, just as he did last week in their win over the Dragons. You could argue that in the windy conditions, you need a good kicking game, don't you? But it could be just down the middle forwards and the guys in the middle that
it's
play the biggest role.
It's going to be difficult both ways for the kickers. If you're into the wind or if you've got the wind behind you, the judgment is really difficult. So it's a fact that Tom Dearden running game should be good in the wet.
In the New South Wales Cup, 12 minutes left. Newtown 18, Canterbury 18. Our referee in first grade will be Adam G. Bunker official Ashley Klein. Thank you, Shop. Thank you, MC. More from you later on, and we'll bring you the final game of round 22 here at a wet and windy Shark Park, Maury.
I'm with you too, Spriggy. You think of those wet and wild games, and Louis, you played in one, didn't you, on that Monday night?
Yeah, the Sharknado.
Sharknado.
There's a couple of, only about 20 people there. I do remember one person's in at the end of the field in a wetsuit, snorkel, flippers.
And he was your fullback. So, Canterbury-Bankstown out first, second half. They head down to the southern end. What would their shit have been like down 20-4?
Yeah, they would have been pretty upset and disappointed, but I feel like that last try just before half-time would have gave them a little bit of confidence. And I think it's just the simple things for them, getting back to, just not trying to force passes out of their own end, giving away silly field position. But they've got to pick up their attitude in defence and start forcing some errors with their shoulders.
Well, John Gibbs is down under the brolly there. Gibbsy, what are your thoughts heading into this second 40?
Well, they've got to improve out of sight, and but that 4 points is handy. They're just got to do it in blocks. I did talk to some of the Canterbury staff, and they said things in there were quite calm. But, you don't say this so far out, but in these conditions, it's really tough to score points quickly. They need to score next. If the West Tigers score next, seriously, it's all over. The Bulldogs, it's imperative that they score next to be a chance.
That's John Gibbs. He's Luke Lewis. I'm Andrew Moore. Sunday afternoon footy in the wet. Around 22. And White Raymond gets us underway, and it's Adam Dewey kicking off down to the south-east corner. Canterbury-Bankstown getting first use of the ball, second half. Jalala the catch, sends it away left to Harry Hayes, and caught 12 out from his own line. Justice Crew was here, the band, and they played Que Sera, which was used to be part of our intro for ABC Sport, but they had to play indoors in a tunnel downstairs somewhere, but still entertain the crowd. Here's Josh Curran. He's put to the ground, 32 out from his own line. It was very weird seeing them inside, trying to engage the crowd outside. Jacob Carraz engages the defence, taken 8 short of halfway in centre field. 20 points to 4 in favour of Westover Canterbury-Bankstown. Marnie on play 4, gives it left to Burton, and Burton kicks. It's trapped by Jareem Buller's boot, and then the chase, a kick out, slipped straight over on his Kabushki. And finally Buller tackled by Curran, 32 out from his own line, plays it to Dewey, goes left to Royce Hunt, and he's dealt with by the defence, 32 metres out from his own goal line. In fact, that was Fanua Bolle. Royce Hunt standing out here to the right. Now in centre field, Sunia Taruva. He's taken 11 or 12 short of halfway. Tigers with it with his 20 points to 4 lead. Kuroyasau goes right to Terrell May. Crashes into the defence. Taken there, put to the ground by Mann and Marnie. 2 short of halfway. West with it. Kuroyasau goes right to Hunt. He's knocked to the ground. Lovely tackle down low by Kickoff. 2 metres in Bulldogs half. Last tackle comes right to Dewey. He puts over a little stab kick. Bounces down to Carraz. 10 metres out from the Canterbury-Bankstown line. He'll get back to the 20 and ran into the defence. Popped the ball away though to Sherry. He goes right to Ridakama and he's taken down low by Appy Kuroyasau. 22 out from the Canterbury-Bankstown line. Played to Burton. Goes right to Sherry. He scored 29 out from his own line. 2 minutes gone. Second half remains. Tigers 20, Bulldogs 4 as now Carraz joins the line. Caught by Royce Hunt and Kuroyasau. 34 out from the Bulldogs goal line.
Yeah, not a lot doing, is there, except for all the slipping and sliding from both sides. But the Bulldogs really get their kick chase right. But when there's kick chase at the moment, they're still kick sprinting, but they're not steadying. Now with this kind of wet weather, they've got to steady a little bit more because the Tigers are making breaks from the backfield.
And caught short of halfway. Current steaming through, but takes the tackle of Terrell May. Played on the last to Marnie. Goes left to Burt. Nuts end over end again. Give us the big spirals. But Skelton says, no, we'll take the end over end if you don't mind. Catches it 8 out from his own line. Good chase. And he's fell 14 out from his own goal line. The play for the West Tigers to Skelton. To Dewey. Sends it left to Brent Naden, starting instead of star forward Tower today. And Naden scored 20 out from his own line. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. 2 minutes 40 gone second half. Taruva in off the wing. He's caught by Hayes just inside the 30. Plays the ball to Kuroyasau. Goes right. Centre field, Bolle. He's put to the ground by Gowan and Curran. 12 short of halfway. Quick play the ball, Appy. Goes right, Dewey. Looking for a 40-20. He's got the weight on the kick. It's skidding. And then Carraz has to tap it back into the field of play. Regathers the 2 out from his own line. He did very, very well there, Carraz. And Dewey leads the chase. What an impact he's having. Benji knew what he was doing, switching him back into the half. Ball played. Straight through Burton. He's over to 30. Ridakama can't get in a good position to back him up, though. So Burton's going to be tackled by Buller and shrugged away from them. Then Kuroyasau from behind, and of course, Burton drops the ball. He'd done all the hard work and he fairly couldn't catch a cold today, Matt Burton, as it comes away with the Tigers tail and made it Terrell May. Goes left to Taruva and he scored 25 out from his own line. Tigers 20, Bulldogs 4, touchline John Gibbs.
Well, the weather conditions here might be dull, but this game is anything but dull. I know there's a few mistakes, but that was Adam Dewey. I think it was a bit of fatigue. He's thrown a big dummy there, a dummy half, and Burton went straight through. It was shrugging him off, but as you say, Andrew, he's had a forgettable game in terms of hands.
It's a great run, though. 15 short of halfway. Terrell May plays it, and it goes right to Whanua Bolle. Ends up on his back, 8 short of halfway. West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs 4. Terrell May to the left, Luai. Dummies, then links up with Jerome Buller. Across comes Stephen Crichton with a tackle, but it's a penalty going to the West Tigers all the way back in centre field. What's happened there? Penalty Tigers. Player tackled off the ball, 9 metres short of halfway.
Yeah, it was Reed Marnie. He just goes up and just sort of, not a whole lot, it just taps him and he falls over there, May. And,
which makes it even more silly.
Yeah, it's dumb.
So penalty West Tigers, 8 short of halfway. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. Round the ground second half New South Wales Cup. Bulldogs and Newtown 18 all. North Sydney and Newcastle no score. Half-time AFL, St Kilda 30, Kangaroos 29. NRLW action Hunter Stadium, Bridget Murphy.
A try to Newcastle Knights hooker Olivia Higgins, converted by Jessie Southwell. It is now 18 points to 0. Newcastle Knights leading the Canberra Raiders. 6 minutes to go.
Here's the West Tigers on the attack through Hunt. Tackled 32 out from the Canterbury line. West looking for a 5th try. Played to Kuroyasau. Goes right. A handoff from Dewey on the inside to Naden. You nearly lost Josh Curran there in a puddle as he fell off a tackle. And Naden scored 23 out from the goal line. Ball played to Kuroyasau. Goes left away to Sione Fainu. Runs into Curran, then got the offload away to Kuroyasau. Sends it away left. Quick hands. Back from Terrell May to Luai. Put a kick in. Stephen Crichton got his hand to it. Then it's knocked on by the West Tigers. And it will be a Canterbury-Bankstown.
Tigers knock on. You drag it that way.
Wow, okay. I thought it went backwards off Crichton. He's going to challenge it. Yeah. Let's have a listen.
Grant, we have a a captain's challenge. My on-field ruling is first knock on Stephen Crichton and then Jareen Buller.
What do you think live, Louis?
I thought it went backwards live, but I understand I didn't see the drag part. So he's saying that he dragged it back. That's the part I would like to see again. But
well, he's saying he dragged it forward.
Yeah, but that's dragging it forward back into him.
Stephen Crichton is attempting to catch it rather than it be a charge down.
It was kicked, but it goes into his arm.
Left hand.
And goes behind him. I think that goes back, personally. But
well, I think it goes forward off his left hand into his
own body that goes back. And it ends up behind him.
Then Buller dives on the ball and he loses it.
So I can understand it going from his hand there to his body, but it goes back and down behind him. That's not going in front of him. And it's not going towards the in goal of the West Tigers.
Ball hits Stephen Crichton's left hand and travels forward. It hits his body, which does not negate the knock-on. We're playing for this point with a knock-on by Canterbury.
Yeah, I do think that's the rule, Louis, that even if you're not got onto your own body.
There's then a knock-on by the Tigers. Challenge by Canterbury is unsuccessful.
It's very unlucky there for Stephen Crichton, but the challenge is gone for the Bulldogs. It remains West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4, 6 gone second half. Tigers scrum feed, John Gibbs, 19 out from the Bulldogs line.
Well, that's more frustration there, and that's a bad challenge on balance from Stephen Crichton. Both sides now have lost their challenge. Here comes the West Tigers, and here comes the rain.
Yeah, well, it
feels like the rain's been.
The rain continues. Tigers win the scrum. Goes to the right. Dewey away to Brent Naden, and he's going to be wrapped up 16 out for the Canterbury line. And really, the Tigers have had all the football since Matt Burton's drop. It's played down, and Skelton sends it away left. Dewey to Latu Fine, who's on the field, away to Terrell May. He's on his back, 18 out for the Canterbury-Bankstown line, caught by Bailey Hayward, who's out there, and Kurt Mann. Carroyas out to the right, Dewey, hands it off on the inside, Xiaomi Mi, caught by Hayward and Curran, 15 out from the goal line. He plays the ball to Carroyas out. Goes centre field left to Dewey. Flat pass to Latu Fine. He's wrapped up 8 metres out from the line. 2 tackles left for the West Tigers, who lead 20 points to 4. Played down to Croyes out. Darts to the right. Sends it into Bolle. Knocked to the ground by Curran. 8 out right in front of this post. Last tackle West. Croyes out. Left to Dewey. Then away to Luai. Under pressure from Galvin. His old mate. Galvin's wrapped him up. Great work by Lockie Galvin. Changeover. Canterbury-Bankstown to get the footy. 11 out from their own goal line. With the West Tigers in front 20 points to 4. And not too many questions asked of the Canterbury defence that set.
No, I think there was definitely going to be a kick there from Jerome Roy, but he gets run off the ball and he had no other option but to stop. Otherwise, it would have been a Shepherd, so just unlucky there for the Tigers.
So now the Bulldogs work it right. Comes from Hayward to his right to Crichton, who's tackled. 20 out from his own line, 15 in from the eastern touch line, and they're all over him, smothering him. Penalty goes to the Bulldogs. That lets them off the hook a wee bit. It's 20 metres out, 15 in from the eastern touch line. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Loving the call, Khan, the Tigers. I have to say it's a beautiful day down in Victoria this weekend. Sending blue sky thoughts north for you. Good on you, James. Keep it sunny and bright for Thursday when I'm down to Melbourne, if you don't mind. Here's the Bulldogs from the restart. 5 short of halfway. What a game that'll be Thursday night, by the way. Melbourne and Brisbane. Forward to joining Ryan Hoffman and Ian Cohen down there from 6:45 on the ABC Listen Up as the Bulldogs now meter in West Territory. Hayes plays it to Hayward. Goes left to Mann, turns it into Cohen. Croyes there with down low Bolle. 8-9 metres in West half, centre field, midway through the tackle count. Hayward, left to Burton, turns it into Sherry. Runs across field, straightens into Latu Fine. Terrell May and Croyes out. 37 out from the line. Maybe Hayward awaits penalty against Fainu and Terrell May. Again, all over them in the play the ball. Penalties now 4 all. And this penalty, 35 out from the West Tigers line. Centre field, Matt Burton points to the western touch line. At 8 minutes 42 gone in the second half. Oh, he's a bit tricky-dicky there. He takes the tap, goes right to Josh Curran, and he scored 22 out.
You know what he did? He pointed to the sideline and goes, taking the tap. That's what he would have said to the referee.
Yeah. Now to the right, Galvin. Now comes on the inside to Carraz.
They got Buller, because Buller went over towards the sideline.
No, he's pulled the players, that's for sure. But meanwhile, Bulldogs 20 out right in front of the sticks, down 20 points to 4. Hayward goes right to Curran. Curran got past Carroyas out, now tackled 10 metres out from the west goal line. Hayward, oh, he's lost the ball. So it remains West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. Tigers will get a scrum feed 10 metres out from their own goal line. The Tigers maintaining this 6-point advantage with just over half an hour to go. And I reckon a little bub in the bath with a rubber ducky would have handled that better than Josh Curran handled that attempt to play the footy.
Well, it's funny because I've been watching a couple of play ballers that have been, there's some errors, but always got to have your two hands on the ball in this type of weather. I don't like what's doing. They're just treating it like it's a Sunday afternoon. There hasn't been a drop of rain over the last 2 months.
So here's the scrum fed by the Tigers. And it comes left to Taylor May. Caught 18 out from his own line. Let's check in under the brolly, John Gibbs.
Well, I've got to say more than that. Not only was it slippery, but he looked uncoordinated. And certainly all of his teammates came over and backslapped him and said, don't worry about it. But time will be their enemy if they don't score soon.
He looked uncoordinated. Are you suggesting, John Gibbs, that for a moment Josh Curran looked like you trying to get on your 14 jackets before you left the broadcast?
Look out, here's a chance for them. They've lost the ball, Andrew.
Timing's everything, John T. It comes away with Viliami. Kick out for Canterbury. 28 metres out. On the field comes Alex Twoll again for the West Tigers as Hayes has scored almost at the point where he took the pass. 22 out from the West line. Tigers defence has been first rate. Hayward goes right to Galvin inside. It comes to Preston. Jacob Preston scored 17 metres out from the line. Ball's going to be played. Hayward goes left to Mann. Out the back to Galvin. Short ball kick out. But again, they're just defenders everywhere for the West Tigers. They've done this so brilliantly all day. They've got to do it for another 29 minutes. Hayward sends it right. Hayes to Mann. Then to Galvin. Away to Crichton. Then it goes the way to the right centre and diving over to score for the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. Can he get it down? Jacob Carraz. I'll tell a man he did. Try to Carraz. Try to Bulldogs. 28 minutes 45 to go. West 20. Canterbury-Bankstown 8 with a kick to come, Luke Lewis.
Yep, it's a little bit of field position here for the Bulldogs. And they finally get it right. No errors in this set. They were going a bit sideways, to be fair, but a really good work there by Preston again, which holds Jerome Luai up just for a tad second there, just to give the Bulldogs enough room to get on the outside. And it becomes a bit of a foot race. And a really good work here by Stephen Crichton. Just gives the hands. Carraz, as he passes it or throw a little dummy, throws a little dummy, uses the weather to slide over and gets a nice try there for the Bulldogs. And they're back in the game. I think they've got to get this kick, though, to really make a game of it towards the end here.
Okay, well, there's 2 converted tries. The difference it will be from out wide. Back to you, John Gibbs, on the touchline.
Well, the right-hand side has looked dangerous for the Bulldogs. Carraz had an opportunity early in that first half. Remember, he threw the forward pass to Anari Tuala. He should have been throwing that ball earlier. On this occasion, he thought, I'm going to get there. This is only the second game that he's played at fullback in his 72-game career. So he's reasonably inexperienced, but he runs into the back line. He's got a great offload. But here's Stephen Crichton with a critical kick. There's still plenty of time, and that will give them lots of confidence.
Steve Crichton, 22 metres out. 4 in from the eastern touchline. His first shot from out wide late in the first half crashed off the post back into the field of play. 12 minutes 37 seconds gone second half. It was 20-0, now 20-8. 4 tries to 2 for the West Tigers. Right. Tough kick to be sure. Dewey didn't mind them from out there in the first half. But Crichton, the left footer, he strikes it and starts across. That's a terrible kick. No goal, so none from 2 for him. 20 points to 8. Westlake, Canterbury-Bankstown. Just over 27 minutes remaining around the grounds. And in the New South Wales Cup now, full-time, an 18-all draw between Canterbury-Bankstown and Newtown. While North Sydney and Newcastle are locked at 4-all in the first half. AFL third quarter, North Melbourne 41, leading St Kilda 38. And we've got Geelong and Port Adelaide getting underway at Cardinia Park, no score. And I can tell you, full-time at Hunter Stadium in the NRLW, 18 points to 0. Newcastle has beaten winless Canberra, 18 points to 0, with St George Illawarra and Parramatta to come. What's just happened?
Dream Buller's just come off from the field, so it looks like Taruva's going back to fullback.
Yeah, coming on the field now is Tony Sukar. The Bullers left the field. We'll get more from Gibbsy in a moment. And the kickoff will come from Adam Dewey down to the south-east corner. Getting back Anari Tuala with a catch right on the goal line. He sends it away left to Harry Hayes, and he's taken 12 metres out from his own goal line, and then there was Sukar in concert with Fanua Bole. Now it's Tuala, wrapped up. The Bulldogs players thought he was hit high. He plays at 17 out from his own line to Hayward, goes left to Mann, to Burton to kick out. Still inside the 20, and a lovely tackle again by Dewey. 21 out from the Bulldogs line. Hayward sends the ball short side left to Burton. Braces for the impact of Xiaomi Mi, Fanua Bole and Latu Fainu. And he's to his feet, 32 out from his own line. Bailey Hayward kicks out a dummy half. What sort of a silly decision with that? It goes about 25 metres downfield, picked up by Brent Naden on his own 30, and he's going to be caught and shoved backwards 33 out from his own line. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 8. You've got Matt Burton out there with tackles up your sleeve. What's he doing? Luai dummy half. He goes open side right as the Tigers have it 14 short of halfway. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 8. And now Croyasau goes right, Skelton. Nailed in centre field by Viliami kick out. 10 short of halfway. Happy goes right this time to Sione Fainu. Bulldogs defence certainly aiming up in this second half thus far. Caught 9 metres, after 9 metre run, just short of halfway. Western side, Croyasau. Goes left, Latu Fainu to Luai, then away to Suka, who scraps ball at all. Great tackle, Stephen Crichton, a metre in Bulldogs territory. Last tackle, Tigers, and the kick from Adam Dewey. And it floats end over end down to Carraz. 6 out from his own line. Accelerates over the 10 to the 20, runs into 12. And Sione Fainu and Bole and shoved backwards. He was bowled upright. Carraz, he lost 8 metres. They played only 12 out from his own line with the Tigers ahead. 20 points to 8, Louis. 25 and a half to go.
Yeah, Carraz blowing up because he gets flicked to the ground, but good defence there from the Tigers. Nice little bit of a kick there from Dewey. He's been really good for the Tigers as well. So they're still in the fight, the Tigers. They're just got to be patient. They can't afford to give away a penalty here and give field position to the Dogs.
Now Hayward, short side right, he goes to Preston. Luai is there, meeting him first in defence. Finished off with 12 over the top. 32 out for the Canterbury-Bankstown line. Couple of tackles left. They work it right to left. Hayes to Mann. Plays at the line. Offloads to Galvin. Now they're back to Burton. Burton is tackled by Dewey. Dewey's having a game. 15 short of halfway, last tackle. And now Burton can't even kick it. So it's Lockie Galvin with the right boot. Straight down the throat of Buller. 18 out for the West line. He heads over the 20. Bailey Hayward heads the chase. Can't make the tackle, but Crichton can. Oh no, it's Burton under the headgear. Now play the ball. Penalty Canterbury against Canterbury. Marker's not square. Penalty to the West Tigers. Their 5th of the day. Handy position for them as well. 30 out for their own line. We've had 15 minutes and 30 seconds of the second half. West Tigers 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 8.
Yeah, just watching the replay here. The Bulldogs markers are square, but what happened is that Matty Burton made the tackle. He was trying to get back on side. Dewey was trying to get to in the hooker position, but he couldn't get. They ran into each other, and that's why they got the penalty. That's a big kick upfield there from Dewey, and they're going to get a tap 10 metres into the Bulldogs territory.
So tap taken 10 metres inside that half by Samuel Fainu. Caught here by the winger, Jethro Renakama. 30 out from the Bulldogs line. Dewey goes left to Safer. Yeah, good solid tackle coming in there from Curran and Mann. 28 out from the line. Croyasau goes left to Latu Fainu. Turns it into Alex 12. Hayes is there with Hayward and Curran. Held is the call. 24 metres out, centre field, southern end. Croyasau goes right. Latu Fainu with a bit of a step and a jink, but he's put to the ground by Mann and kick out. 17 away from the goal line. 2 tackles left, West Tigers. They go left to Safer, to Luai. They've got numbers here. Out the back to Ruba, to Taylor May. But a great tackle by Stephen Crichton. And I thought he ended up over the touchline, but just stayed in. Played on the last to Naden. Goes right, Luai. Stab kick in goal. Kick out is back there and puts boot the ball just before a sneak out. Croyasau came through. Goal line drop out, Canterbury. This is a real chance for West. 20 to 8, they lead. 23 minutes left. Touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
Well, there's a prototype, and that's the kick like that. That was a really good kick. They should be doing that more often. There's some suggestion that Taylor May did go into touch on the eastern side, but nevertheless, Billy Army kick out. Timing was perfect, and it's a head injury assessment that Jareen Buller is undergoing. I would suggest it's going to be category 2, so he'll be a chance.
Oh, Burton has whacked this towards the touchline, but he hasn't had the bounce. It ended up bouncing right away from the touchline, and Luai's got it for West Tigers 9 metres in Canterbury territory. Played Naden, ran across field and pays the price. He scored back about 6 metres. He's 3 in Canterbury's territory, taken there by King and Hayes. Now it's 12 up the centre. He left to come on his weight. King and Hayward is still dealt with 4 metres in Bulldogs territory. 18 gone second half. And they give away a stupid set restart. Kurt Mann, one of the most brainless set restarts given away all year. Just with blatant pushing and shoving, and the Tigers say thank you. They've got it Seyfarth, who rolls in the mud. 20 metres out, 10 metres in Canterbury's half. Then Max King objects. Seyfarth throws the ball straight into Max King's melon. It was a penalty to the West Tigers. Canterbury showing signs of self-destruction. And there's the modern-day melee taking place, Louis.
Yeah, love it. A little bit of pushing and shoving. A couple of Maiden and Galvin having a bit of a muck around in the background. But what about the ball throw here from Seyfarth? I think it was...
Well, King gave him a little bit of a hair-going slap around the top of his head as he rolled to play the ball, and then Seyfarth disagreed with that.
Yeah, because he's pushing him in the head there, see?
And then came through with another one, just a little bit of a slap. Again, some pretty dumb stuff here going on from the Bulldogs. They're coming third in the comp, but they're getting beat 20-8. Here's Steve Crichton, and King about to be called out too, I believe.
Max!
Is that you, Max?
I gave you the penalty, and you came at me with those comms, right? The penalty was going to you, so you need to be careful the line you go down. Don't react, right? Yes, Jerome.
Oh,
Seyfarth.
Bulldogs ball.
Alex Seyfarth being called out.
Throwing the ball at Mellon.
Jerome.
Luai, the captain.
The penalty is going against him because in the tackle he repeatedly hits the head with his hand and then he reacts to that. We've cautioned blokes twice now for running in. Any more and people sit down straight away. All right?
Okay, so the penalty is actually going to Canterbury.
But that's what I did see those Seyfarth, throwing those couple of pushes into the face there of Max King. You can understand why he gets up a little bit frustrated, gives him a little bit of slap around the back of the head. But no punches thrown. A couple little pushing and shoving, a little bit of a break for the players. We're back into it.
Pushing and shoving. Burton finds touch eastern side. 38 out, touchline John Gibbs.
This is a great chance now for the Bulldogs, and really, Seyfarth shouldn't have been doing that. Here they go, the Bulldogs. They need to score soon because everyone is getting frustrated.
Yeah, it's still 21 minutes to go, over a quarter of the game left, and here's a penalty given away by Seyfarth.
Oh, that's nearly 10.
High tackle, 31 metres out. I think the penalties are now 6-5, but look at my sheet, it looks like total.
Oh, that's direct shoulder to the head.
He's lucky he's not pinned, he might still be. 12's been called out. Luai's there, and now Seyfarth's about to get his orders, I reckon. He's going to the bin.
Correct, moderate force, shoulder to head. Okay, no mitigation on report, in the bin.
So Seyfarth has lost his cool with his team ahead 20-8. Alex Seyfarth sent to the bin and placed on report, and that's legit. That was shoulder right to the melon.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see it straight away. He's filthy on himself. He didn't mean to do it, obviously, and no one ever does, but he knows how important that is, especially where the field position is at the moment. 10 down, they're up by like 2 converted tries with still 21 minutes left on the clock, so this is a big 10 minutes here for the West Tigers defence.
This has got a bit fun.
It has.
From up here, I've got to say. Penalty 31 out, and Hayward takes the tap. Goes left to man, they didn't find touch. Max King, good strong run, got through a couple. Ends up in a big puddle, 18 out for the goal line, plays the ball to Hayward. Short ball left to Sam Hughes, who's back on the field. Hughes over the 10-metre line and still going to within 7 of the goal line. Canterbury with a footy, trailing 20 points to 8. Now Hayward goes right, Galvin centre field, just jogs straight into the defence. Good tackle, Xiaomi Mi. And also in there 12, 8 out from the line. In front of the sticks, Hayward. Spins it left at Burton, turns it back inside to Hughes. But again, for the most part here, the Tigers are answering everything with great defence.
They've got to go to the right. They've got so much room out there.
They do now. Hayward to man, plays out the back to Galvin, short ball away to Preston, but the defence is there. Samuel Finu and Luai, 5 out from the goal line on the last. Hayward goes left to Mann, gives it away to Burton. Burton a cut-out pass to Inakama, but he's got far too much work to do. And then Billy Army kick-out drops it, went backwards. Hayward's got it 30 metres out. There was 20 metres. Where's Burton? He's the one they need to get the ball in his hand. Galvin kicks it over the top, getting back there Naden, but due to the slippery nature of the ground, he slides about 10 metres into the in-goal area. Goal line dropout. 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left, second half. West Tigers 20, Bulldogs 8, and the Tigers down to 12 men for another 8.5 minutes with Seyfarth in the bin.
Yeah, I don't reckon that cut-out pass was the play there for the Bulldogs. They had to go through the hands, and if they keep it off this left edge and then go to that right side, they've got so much room. That's what they need to do. They can't keep setting up middle of the field because the Tigers have got that sorted.
Dewey does it, Burton keeps it low. Oh, good hands. Picked up there on that right edge by Sherry, and he's got it about 19, 20 metres out from the line. Ball's going to be played. In fact, that might have been Carras picking that up. That was brilliantly done by Jacob Carras. Here's an offload by Hughes, 20 out to Galvin, right to left, Burton to kick out, then away to Bronson Sherry, and he's taken by Dewey, through him, finished off by Latu Fainu, 9 out from the line. Play to kick out, Bulldogs with it down 20 points to 8, Burton. Goes right to Mann, then away to Galvin, links up with Crichton. Crichton sends a pass to nobody, and Canterbury's fair to pay us. They've been rattled all game. They're not playing. They've got punishments on their melons. Picked up now by the West Tigers. And here's a strong run by Caelan May. He loses it. They're offside Canterbury. They give the penalty to the West Tigers. And it's on their 30-metre line. They are so frustrated, Canterbury, and they're messing this up against 12 men. Tigers are loving it with 18 minutes, 15 to go. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 8.
I feel like the Bulldogs are really sort of overplaying it in their head. They're overthinking their plays. Just do everything normal, but just do it a little bit earlier. Don't put your teammate under pressure. But I haven't seen Stephen Crichton play this bad. The way that he's throwing the balls, and he's not even thinking at the moment. I'd like to see that again too. I tried to watch the replay there, but
couldn't think of the rank.
No.
West fine touch, 10 metres in Canterbury territory. Team news from Shark Park. Tom Hazelton's back for Cronulla. He's on the bench. First game since round 10. Billy Burns goes from bench to 18th man. From the tap, Terrell May caught 10 metres in Canterbury territory. A run through the Cowboys selections in a moment. Here's 12, and he's caught 10 metres into Bulldogs territory. Right in centre field. The tackle from Mann. Play to Croy-South. Goes left to Terrell May. Dummies. And he's going to be pushed back here by the defence, led by Hughes and King. 37 out from the line. Croy-South. Goes right. Dewey across to coming through there was Sukar. He's wrapped up 10 metres in Bulldogs half by Burton and kick out. Now Taruve dummy to kick. This is like looking at an old-fashioned field here. Under the puddle.
So fun.
35 out. You want to run out there, don't you? Taruve on the last. Play to Croy-South. Goes right. Dewey the kick from 37 metres out. Floats it down to Raz. Oh, he never looked like catching that. I reckon I was more chance from up here. He was so hesitant, knocks the ball on, and it's going to be a West Tigers ball with a scrum 10 out from the Canterbury line. Tigers look like they're getting the upper hand again with 16 and a half to go. West 20, Canterbury-Bankstown 8. Touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
And Tareem Buller just in front of me is about to come on, so he's passed his HIA. And because of the hit by Alex Seyfarth previously, Harry Hayes was the player that was hit. He's also undergoing an HIA, but he's done most things right, Jacob Carras. But here's a great opportunity, 10 minutes out, right in front of the sticks for the West Tigers to just about wrap it up.
Taruva ran in to join at lock and then realised it was already one. So he goes back to 5'8" and got the first pass, sends it left to Taylor May, hitting a bone jar from Stephen Crichton. Penalty against Canterbury. They come in and shove again. Stephen Crichton penalised, 16 minutes to go. And Seyfarth in the bin now only for another 5 minutes. Canterbury playing right into the West Tigers' hands.
I think he was slipping here though, mate.
I'm sure he was.
Because Stephen Crichton gets down nice and low. He bends his back. He does everything right.
He did slip.
And I still don't even think he gets him high.
I thought Crichton got him in the head. Let's see, the head-on shot will tell us.
I think he hits him on the arm, like here. Because he's slipping, he goes like that. I reckon he hits him here. See under the arm. See how the arm, but maybe the forearm hits his own head too.
Someone's head got hit by someone.
Yeah, definitely the ground.
So, White Raymond is awaiting news from the bunker. There is 16 minutes and 1 second to go.
Young report. A lot of mitigation, young report. Up here.
So, Penley West Tigers, Steve Crichton on report. with 16 minutes left, but does stay on the field.
Well, hopefully that comes into play that he was slipping, because you can actually see, you don't want him hitting the head, but you can see that Stephen Crichton actually gets down low. He bends his back nicely, gets into a really good position for a tackle, and then May slips and it goes straight into his shoulder. That's just unlucky.
Well, you've got to take the two here, don't you, to extend the lead beyond 2 converted tries. I'm not going to say those 3 words, but I reckon they're unbeatable with a 14-point lead.
Oh, say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. I will say this. Let's go to the touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
Is that UBT? Unbeatable. What's the difference? Fair dinkum. Yeah, clutching at straws now, Andrew.
That was John Gibbs down on the touchline. Get it, Gibbsy, go on.
That one misdemeanor you made. Now, this is really interesting because he did say mitigation there, so common sense. So I think the bunker handled the safe path situation well, and because of the mitigation, that's why Stephen Crichton was just put on report. But you're right, they're playing into their hands. They're frustrated. They're just, I don't know, they're frazzled.
So now Dewey taking this kick, 22 out, 14 in from the eastern touchline, 2 from 4 in the first half. So
Bulldogs house, folks.
They get outside every time they Bulldogs.
I don't know.
I've never had a Bulldog.
I think those tanks, Tigers, they always do. It doesn't matter what time.
I'm not a fan of Bulldogs. Taylor May's off the field, by the way, for an HIA. Someone get a look at it. Cute. I don't think so. I've got the opposite reaction. Dewey, 22 out, 14 in from touch to put West up by 14 against one of the premiership hopefuls. Here he comes, Adam Dewey, moves in with the right boot, strikes it, likes it, hits the goal, his 3rd of the day. West 22, Canterbury-Bankstown 8 with 15 minutes to go. Another upset looming here in round 22 of the NRL around the grounds. Now in the AFL, third quarter, St Kilda 65, leading the Kangaroos 48. First quarter, Geelong 16, leading Port Adelaide 8. New South Wales Cup first half, North Sydney 10, Newcastle 8. Magic round, NRLW Hunter Stadium, Bridget Murphy.
Full time between the Knights and the Raiders. The Knights walking away with an 18-0 victory. Only about 10 minutes to kick off between the Eels and the Dragons. Both sides 1 through 17 as named, Andrew.
All right, Bridge, here's the kickoff, and that was quite funny. Sunia Taruva ran across field and like a kid in the mud, slid about 10 metres to his right. Now Koroisau on his 10, plays it to Buller, goes left to 12. Wrapped up on play 3, 13 out from his own line. Let's see about the game management here for the West Tigers. They should win with 14 to go and a 14-point lead, but they're still down to 12 for another 3 minutes. Safe path in the bin, and 4 plays in. They're only 12 out from their own line. Terrell May plays it. Comes left to 12, caught 19 out from his own line. Bringing up the last. Come to the right, Dewey. 15 out from his own line. End over end kick to Raz. After a average attempt before, takes it on his 40, crosses into West Tigers territory, into Latu Fainu, and Jacob Carraz has had his worst 2 minutes of the year. Now, fortuitously, more good luck to management. Rinikam has dived on that, and now he plays it for the Bulldogs. Comes right to Wala. He scored 8 metres in West Territory. There's been a lot of panic going on here from Canterbury, not the Tigers. Hayward goes right to Crichton, wrapped up by Samuel Fainu. 31 out from the West line. Dummy half Bailey Hayward. Centre field left to Mann. Third man, horrible. Straight in, straight out. And this Canterbury side continuing to prove it hates the rain. They get beat in the rain. They don't look anywhere near a top 4 team in the rain. They don't like the mud. They're not like you, Louis.
No, they're definitely house dogs. They like to stay indoors or outside in the nice weather.
They're like my little fuss at home. Maniac dog that she is. West 22 leading Canterbury-Bankstown 8. 12 minutes 44 to go. And the only reason I think, Louis, we're considering this still a bit tense is because of where these two teams are on the table.
Yeah, correct. But yeah, I'm with you. I can't even see how the Bulldogs come back unless there's a Blake Austin that comes on and does a Blake Austin type thing.
Well, now they're kicking the ball back into a scrum and getting penalised, but they're playing with no composure. Jacob Carraz, who's a great player, is having an absolute shocker, and he's got plenty of teammates. And the West Tigers, They're just trying to do anything they can after setting it up with such a brilliant first half to go on and win this game. And Dewey finds touch on halfway. Take the tap. And it's taken by Latu Fainu. Goes left Dewey away to Sukar. He's tackled a metre in Canterbury territory.
I reckon if you said your famous words, the Bulldogs would come back just to make you sweat.
Croatia goes left to Luai, back on the inside to Terrell May. You think those words have that much influence?
I do.
4 metres in Canterbury territory. Played to Croatia. Goes right to 12. Spins in the tackle of Hughes. 40 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Maintained his feet. Still 3 tackles left for the Tigers. They go left. Luai turns it back on the inside. Tackle made on Naden, 37 away. Played to Croatia, goes right to Terrell May, runs at man and kick out. And held as the call, 26 metres away. Last tackle, Tigers, Croatia. Goes left to Luai, links up with Buller, puts it on the toe, kick it straight to the right. He's over the 30. He's got Galvin with him. There's either a stupid pass or a stupid run from Galvin. Either way, they're looking like schoolboys here, Canterbury. It is a joke. Crichton tried to link up with Galvin and came in. Crichton went out. Ball over the touchline. Tigers ball 5 metres in Canterbury's half.
Just as it, look up, Stephen, and run. You're a good runner when you get your legs moving. He's already got his legs moving. The only person he would have had to beat there was Appy. I reckon he just had to take him on there. He had to go for it. Or get down low, get a quick play the ball and play. That was horrible from the Bulldogs.
Touchline we go, Johnny Gibbs.
You know what's interesting about that? He went to pass the ball inside. He didn't know whether he was going in or out, and Galvin didn't touch the ball. So he was tackled on suspicion effectively because he didn't have the ball.
So now West had the ball, and it's Seyfarth, who's back from the sin bin. Gee, they did a good job with him in the bin. Canterbury, I think they'll lament their 10 minutes there. And it's back 13 on 13 as down Terrell May. He's going to be taken 37 metres out from the Canterbury line. After the game, gives his reaction from the players. Louis ABC Player of the Year points. 4 o'clock off to Shark Park. Brett Street, Dean Hallertau, and also Michael Carianis. I wouldn't forget you, MC. As the West Tigers are 22 out. 2 tackles to go. Dewey plays the ball to Croatia. Open side left, May away to Seyfarth, then on to 12. And the defence comes over, headed by Preston. Stands in the tackle again, 14 out. Last tackle, West. Played to Croatia. Short side left to Luai. Luai sent a forward pass away. It got away to Samuel Fainu. He's over to score. That was 2 metres forward. Well, the touch judge on that side of the field, I don't know who it is, but he's fair dinkum got a blindfold on. That was one of the worst forward pass rulings or non-rulings I've seen all year. 9 minutes 18 to go. West Tigers 26, Canterbury 8. Here it comes, Louis. Game, set, bingo! The Tigers, they've dug into upset City and they've caused a brilliant one. They lead 26-8, despite the fact you're now allowed to throw gridiron passes.
Oh, that was disgusting. Nice whole run there by Fainu, but that is ridiculous. How they missed that for a forward pass, that will absolutely do me. That's probably the worst forward pass I've nearly seen this year, how forward that was. He literally passes it a metre before the 10 metre line. He catches it half a metre over the other side of the 10 metre line. That's horrible.
Could you tell even from being on the other side of the field, John Gibbs?
Oh, absolutely. It was forward for your life, and instantaneously Stephen Crichton threw his arms up. Well, Stephen Crichton, of course, who took the run-up field previously and had a miscommunication with Galvin that gave them the ball. But irrespective of that, it was a bad one to be missed by all of the officials. And the thing about it is, because the West Tigers will end up winning this game comfortably, it'll be swept under the carpet. You won't hear dicky about it.
Here's a kick from Dewey. 22 out, 13 in from the eastern touchline. West 26, Canterbury 8. What about this scoreline? What about this result? Canterbury's hopes of a minor premiership are flying out the window. Their hopes of a top 2 now in grave peril with this performance. And the West Tigers say 3 wooden spoons in a row. You're not going to hear dicky about one this year. Dewey strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. West 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 8. Adam Dewey 4 from 6. And look, we can yabber on about the blatant forward pass and how terrible Canterbury has been, but they've been outplayed, Louis. This West Tigers effort, by and large, their ability to defend mistakes, and they've made a few as you're going to get in the wet. It's been a mighty performance.
Yeah, it's been a great performance. They were down to 12 men there as well for 10 minutes with safe arm going off from that shoulder to the head. They defended their line when they were under the pump, especially at the start, and they've come up some really nice points. For me, it's been their energy, the West Tigers' energy. Even when they've had mistakes, everyone's run over, they pat their mate on the back, they've been clapping, they keep that enthusiasm and energy up. They've been really good this afternoon.
So now the West Tigers 15 metres out from their own line, heading up over the 20. They lead this 28-8. 28-8 before a crowd of 17,423 here at Western Sydney Stadium. And the Tigers fans among them will remember this. 28-8 over the Bulldogs. Now comes Right Buller, good run. Dragged down 9 short of halfway. With the floodgates open here in the last 7.5 minutes. Dewey the kick from outside the 40. Getting back there is Sherry. Carraz it is. 10 metres out from his own line. And he's nailed 19 out from his own line. Plays the ball to Burton. Goes right to Rinakama. Got past a charging 12 and now tackled 27 out from his own line. Burton dummy half. Goes right to Anari Tuala, centre field. And he's wrapped up by Samuela Fainu and Terrell May. Hayward goes right to Stephen Crichton. And he's wrapped up 9 short of halfway for the Bulldogs. It looked like they might be mounting a comeback. They scored 2 tries in a row in the 37th and 52nd minute. But nothing since. Here's Burton smacked by Jaralska. 4 metres short of halfway. Last tackle Canterbury. Hayward, short side left, Galvin to Sherry. He puts in left foot kick that bounces straight over the touchline. So the West Tigers play the ball, 30 out from their own line, 6 minutes 20 to go. West 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 8. What are we got doing here on the text line? Just wondering, is Dickie a friend of John's? He might be, Mitch, just like his other imaginary mate, Jeff. Hey, look, Lewis, Blake Austin played for the Tigers, says Angus. Great call, gents. He did, but the one that Louis is referring to was for Canberra, where he initiated 4 tries in 9 minutes or whatever it was. Benji might sleep tonight, boys. Here's now the ball played to Croyset. Jerome Luai comes off, gets an early mark so he can get the ovation from the crowd with 6 left. West have it inside their 30. Taruba plays it to Croyset. Goes right to Skelton, runs into Burton and Hayward. 34 out from the West Tigers line. Now Appy, that's to Sione Fine. I thought that was high from the lock forward coming. In fact, it was Preston. Now Canterbury. No, James Salmon it was. The lock forward was right the first time. Latu Finer with the footing. He's pummeled to the deck, 6 short of halfway. West with it. They know they've got it in the bag at 28-8 with 5.5 to go. Croyce out, turns it into 12. He gets to halfway, taken by Curran and Galvin and Hayward. Last play West. Croyce out to the right. Dewey from centre field. Kicks across his body down to Carraz. Fields at 12 out from his own goal line. He sends it left to Anari Tuala. He's wrapped up 20 out from his own line. West 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 8.
Yeah, the Tigers just keep going through their sets like they have right from the start. I think they need to play in the wet weather every week, the Tigers. They love it.
So good at it.
They are very, very good at it. But, yeah, look, it's all done and dusted. You can sort of watch the Bulldogs' body language at the moment. They're sort of looking up at the clock and they're waiting for that full-time siren already.
It's been a nightmare for them. Burton goes right to kick out. Plays out the back, Hayward to King. No one to pass to, really. Everyone flat-footed. Caught 12 short of halfway. By Safer. Played to Hayward. Goes right to Salmon. Goes to his right to Galvin. To Preston. Tip on by Crichton. Terrible again. Juggled by Tuala and knocked on off. I've never seen Stephen Crichton ever play like this. Ever. Knock on.
Everyone's due for one.
Well, he's got it out of the way in round 22. So West Tigers will get a scrum feed. 7 metres in Canterbury territory. 4 minutes to go. Tigers 28. Bulldogs 8. Also on the text line, 0467 920 222. Andrew, appreciate your reluctance to make the game set call. If the Tigers do come away with the win, can you please avoid saying it's an upset victory? No, can't do that. For my mate Stewie and many other long-suffering Tigers fans, this will be a gladdening victory. That may be the case, Tom, but if you don't think this is an upset, you're just living in fairyland with Gibbsy's mate Jeff and Dickie. Here's Samuela Finu. taken 33 out. It is an upset, but I tell you what, listen to Tom and others, it's a great win for the West Tigers. Koroisau goes left. Terrell May away to Latu Fainu. Turns the ball back on the inside to Tony Sukar. He's nailed 38 out from the goal line. 3 minutes 20 to go. Played to Koroisau. Goes right to Terrell May. Backs his way into 4 defenders. 31 out. Haley let go. That's the cry from the referee, Wyatt Raymond. Dewey sends it right to Buller. And he's going to be through Sherry, taken now by Burton and Curran. 19 out from the Canterbury line. 10 in from the Western touchline. Samuela Fainu goes left to Dewey. Puts in a kick with a boomerang effect. Oh, no, it's just over the dead ball line. 20-metre tap Canterbury. 7 tackle set. Tigers 28, Bulldogs 8. Inside 3 minutes left, right in the tap. And front of the ground on his own 30. Let's check him downstairs. Johnny Gibbs.
Well, it's going to be enthralling 5 rounds we've got left, isn't it? But I can't help but think that it's been a big 24 hours for the Melbourne Storm.
With Canberra losing and Canterbury losing, you're right. Kick downfield by Burton seems 0 point to it. And it's picked up now by Skelton. 5 out from his own line. Gets straight past Sherry. Taken by Burton. 18 out from the West Tigers line. 2 minutes 20 to go. West 28, Canterbury 8. There's a great step by Buller. Jethro Rinakama just fell for it and slipped straight down. But that was just electrifying footwork from Buller. Now comes left to Xiaomi Fainu. He's tackled 28 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball to Koroisau. They go left again, Terrell May. Links up with Taruva. The Groover caught 8 short of halfway. 1 minute 50 to go. Koroisau kicks himself from outside the 40. Charged down by Curran. Running after it with pace. Got his foot to it again. Curran be safe up. On the toe again. Curran be safe up. I reckon safe up may have got there first.
Dewey did. Dewey's
You're right. It was Adam Dewey.
Coming into tackle 1.
He dives about
Confirm Adam Dewey knocks it dead. No grounding.
1 second before Curran, and he gets the ball dead. I reckon he saved a try here.
It was Curran against Dewey in the end. And Dewey got a fingertip to it. Rounded it.
He gets it on over the top of his fingertip.
Initially knocked back by Adam Dewey. It is then grounded by Josh Curran. Ground decision.
It is a try in game number 100 to Curran. Take nothing from the effort of Adam Dewey. Got his fingertips to it, but just couldn't ground it. And Curran did, as they both slide. That image we're seeing on our screens is amazing. It's like the finish to 100 freestyle at the World Swimming Championships in Singapore. Try to Curran. West Tigers 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 12. It's a little bit consolation for Curran and the Bulldogs. And the kick comes from right in front, and Stephen Crichton lands this his first. 1 from 3. 28-12, Tigers over Bulldogs now 28-14 with a conversion. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Great. Oh, that was a charge down by Curran, and it wasn't the best kick from Appy. But what about the soccer skills from Curran? And it was just amazing to finish in these conditions. Fingertip stuff. He got his fingertips to a Dewey, but over the top. Curran, that was exciting. An exciting way to end the game. But this has been a great performance by the West Tigers, notwithstanding that they've scored that last try.
Sam from Hobart helps us out. French Bulldog equals house dog. British Bulldog, outside dog.
I'm going to have to ask him. Does he own one?
He's got Sam. Yeah, he owns 3 of them.
He does.
Let's go around the grounds. Magic round, NRLW, Hunter Stadium, Bridget Murphy.
5.5 minutes gone in this third and final match of the day. The Eels and the Dragons 0-0. 50-50 possession. Very much an arm wrestle to open up this match.
All right, Bridge. Newcastle beat Canberra 18-0. Warriors beat the Cowboys 12-6. And here it's all the West Tigers leading Canterbury-Bankstown 28-14 as the Bulldogs send it to the right with 1 minute of this game to go. Half-time New South Wales Cup, Norths 20 leading Newcastle 8. AFL final quarter, St Kilda 71, Kangaroos 55. Quarter time Cardinia Park, Geelong and Port Adelaide 23-all as the Bulldogs streak down the left edge and Rinakana is tackled 4 short of halfway. At the end of the game, we'll get the reaction. And then it's Cronulla Sutherland v North Queensland at Shark Park. Preston goes right to Inari Tuala. He's wrapped up 12 metres in West Territory. 30 seconds left. What a day for the Tigers. And they give away a penalty here late with a shove on Inari Tuala. Penalties, I think 8-7 West Tigers, but to be brutally honest, I may have I've got a little scribble here where my little markers are. 22 out from the line, Canterbury. 10 seconds to go. Crichton goes left to Hayward, then away to Galvin. Links up with Mann to Burton to kick out of Sherry. Sherry takes on Samuel Fine, who flung to the ground. 8 out from the line, and that is all she wrote. What a fabulous win for West over Canterbury-Bankstown. Final score, West Tigers 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 14. For the Tigers, 5 tries to 3. And the tries came by Jarrell Skelton in the 14th minute, Jareem Buller in the 20th, Skelton again in the 30th, Adam Dewey in the 34th, Samuel Afinu in the 71st minute, Adam Dewey 4 goals from 6 attempts, Alex Seyfarth in the 60th minute, Sinbin on report for a shoulder to the head in defence. 2 restarts. For Canterbury-Bankstown, their 14 points tried to Jacob Preston in the 37th minute, Jacob Carraz 52nd, Josh Curran 79th minute, Stephen Crichton 1 from 3, and Stephen Crichton was placed on report for a high tackle on Taylor May in the 64th minute. 3 restarts, 1 unsuccessful challenge. Penalties, as I say, 8-7 in favour of West Tigers, who led 20 points to 4 at half-time. They win 28 points to 14 before what turned out to be a decent crowd given the weather of 17,423 here at Western Sydney Stadium. Now it's 7 minutes to 4. Get your 3-2-1s ready, Louis. I'll get a score shortly of Bridget Murphy. Dom Knight's going to bring us up to date with the pro-Palestine march in Sydney. It started on the Sydney Harbour Bridge on the way to Brett Sprague, Dean Hallertau, Michael Carianis at Shark Park. But a great win for the Tigers, 5 tries to 3, and they just played the conditions so much better than their opponents, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, absolutely. They rocked up. They knew that they had to turn up with a defensive attitude, and they got that right, and then defended their line really nicely. Took their opportunities when they got it and made the Bulldogs pay, and their energy all over the park was absolutely awesome. So really good performance there from the Tigers.
All right, reaction shortly from John Gibbs, and well done all you Tigers fans. I don't think there's going to be a wooden spoon for you this year. Let's get the reaction from the West Tigers as Gibbs has umbrellas and everything all over the place down there. Down to you, Johnny Gibbs.
Yeah, and I'm down here with a very happy Jarrell Skelton, because obviously playing against his old side, Jarrell to get a couple of tries and beat the Bulldogs in such an important game here today. Good effort.
No, it was good. I'm just grateful for my team. Executed our plan today, and I'm just grateful we won today, got the 2 points.
Well, the conditions were tough, and I think what you did well, Jarrell, your team, you dropped the ball from the opening kickoff. Terrell was dispossessed, but your defence, goal line defence was excellent. You soaked it up, you went up the other end of the field, and you were able to score. I think that set the standard.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think defence won our game today, and I'm just very happy for the boys. I think when we defended our errors, basically won us out of the game, so I'm grateful for the 2 points.
Jarrell, how did you find the conditions? Because it never stopped raining. It rained a complete game, and we're standing here in mud.
Yeah, bad, but I hate playing in this rain, but they're playing in the same weather, so I thought we just had to embrace it, and I thought we did today.
Well, it suited you when you scored that second try there. You slid over on your backside as well.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to hit the fence, but I was very grateful to get that try. Good hard work from the boys, so definitely good.
Well done. What was the message just finally at half-time, leading 20-4?
Don't change anything. Just keep sticking to what we were doing. And that was basically our defence, just going after M&D, and I thought we did that today.
Well, enjoy the win. You're going to buy next week. Well done.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it.
There he is, Jarrell Skelton with John Gibbs. All right, Louis, your ABC Player of the Year points, West 28, Canterbury-Bankstown 14.
Well, there was one I thought was a real standout for the West Tigers, and that was, he was wearing the 13 jersey, but he was playing in half, and that was Dewey. I thought he was brilliant. So he gets my 3, Adam Dewey. Well done to him. Scored a great try, a couple of really nice try assists. I went Alex 12 for 2. Thought he was really strong for the middle of the field, considering how wet it was. His defence, he played a really strong, tough game. And then I went Terrell May for 1. I know he dropped the ball off the kickoff, but from there, he done a lot of metres up the middle of the park. I felt like their middlemen did a really good job, especially in defence today.
All right, 3 points, Adam Dewey, 2 points, Alex Twal, 1 point, Terrell May. Let's quickly go around the grounds to Hunter Stadium in Newcastle. Game 3 today of the NRLW Magic Round. Bridget Murphy.
Still 0-0 between the Parramatta Eels and St George Illawarra Dragons, Andrew.
All right, thank you so much, Bridge. All right, before we wrap up here and head over to Shark Park, let's get the latest from the Pro-Palestine March in Sydney. And Dom Knight is in the studio covering it all. Dom, what's been happening over the last hour or so?
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's become quite dramatic. New South Wales Police have asked protesters to stop marching over the Sydney Harbour Bridge due to fears of a crowd crush at the northern end. Tens of thousands of people have attended a rally organised by the Palestine Action Group, and the Harbour Bridge was closed to traffic for this march. Police have asked people to halt and walk back towards Wynyard Station in the city due to the huge number of people taking part. ABC reporters on the ground described the scene as confusing and chaotic as police helicopters circled over the bridge, broadcasting instructions. They also sent at least 3 geo-targeted alerts in the Sydney CBD asking people to stop marching. ABC reporter Pablo Vinales, who we spoke to at half-time, Andrew, says there was confusion amongst the crowd. Many attempted to return south over the Harbour Bridge while others were still making their way northbound, and police has been trying to control matters. It seems as though the numbers were so great that there was a lot of congestion in the Rocks area as those returning, having already marched heading southbound, were coming up against those new marchers coming in heading north. As a result, the bridge is likely to remain closed well beyond the original planned time. It was due to reopen at 4 o'clock today. The T1 North Shore line is still open. The Metro line is closed today, which normally connects North Sydney and the city. So this could take quite a long time to resolve. It's very clear there's a lot of congestion on both roads and public transport in the area. People should not head to the area if they can possibly avoid it, given what's happened with the march. We're not sure how long the march will continue from here, but certainly no one's being allowed to join it at this point, Andrew.
Yeah, Dom, that sounds like it's not going to be an easy fix in terms of traffic and people in the area. Goodness. All right, mate, keep us up to date right through the afternoon here on ABC Sport. All right, we're about out of here. Louis, thank you, mate. Look forward to your company next weekend. We start Friday night at Newcastle.
Beautiful. Can't wait. Have a safe trip to Melbourne.
Oh, yeah, Thursday night, Melbourne and Brisbane. Won't that be fantastic? All right, Gibbsy, job well done, my man. Catch you next week.
Yeah, and I just want to report, Lachlan Galvin and Jerome Lou, I just had a warm embrace.
Well, they had a couple on the field, didn't they? Big tackles on one another anyway, so that's nice to see. All right, that takes us out. Thank you to Ralph Tucker, our producer, our man of sound, Dennis Carnahan, Renelle Moa, working overtime in the studio. I'm Andrew Moore. Let's go to the Shire, Cronulla and North Queensland. Brett Sprigg, it's all yours.
Welcome to a very wet and muddy Shark Park, where the home side will be looking for a 4th straight win of the campaign. They've certainly arrested their mid-season slump, which saw them at one stage lose 4 out of 5 games, but they're back on track. As we know, in this season, you can take nothing for granted. They're only just inside the 8, the Sharks, and today, up against a side that is certainly capable of brilliance, albeit not as consistently. But the Cowboys did win last start in that high-scoring game against the Dragons. I will say they have lost 7 of their past 8 games here at Shark Park, the exception being the qualifying final of 2022, which they won by 2 points. But I just get a feeling, Dean Hallertau, I welcome you once again. We've already seen one big upset this afternoon in very wet Sydney conditions. It feels like anyone's game this afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon again, Spriggy, and you're right, it's sort of been a weekend of that with the rain that's just poured down over the east coast here, and every game's been impacted almost. You can expect that it's probably not going to go to plan what you'd see through the dry weather football, obviously, and yeah, the Cowboys may come down here and surprise a few. At least it's going to be a bit of a dogfight like it has been across the weekend.
And even for North Queensland, even in their previous form line, so they'd lost 3 in a row before that win, but 2 of those games were losses of 6 points or less to Canterbury and Melbourne. So they are a side that can hang in there against more heavily favoured opponents.
Yeah, and I think that smaller margin in those losses is probably the pleasing thing for their coach, Todd Payton, because earlier on this year, that some of the losses they were suffering were huge losses, like many points running against them. Even games that they've won, they've conceded a lot of points, and they've been high-scoring affairs. That's something that they won't be happy with, conceding a lot of points, and drawing those margins close is definitely a positive defensively.
I should also mention, just as part of the fun, that it is Old Boys Day here today at Cronulla Sutherland, and I'm sure spirits won't be dampened by the weather, and it doesn't look like it's raining right now. If it is, it's very light. We'll get to Michael Carianis very shortly, but